Center. That's the latest. I'm Kathy Walker.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Highways are getting busier for the drive. Right now, the interstates are running trouble-free, starting to load up along I-25. Heavier for northbound through the tech center. Busy under the bridges downtown, both sides of the highway. I-70 starting to load up between I-25 and 270, and that Commerce City Drive. Heavier both directions up 270. Motorcycle accident on Dartmouth, west of Havana, on Tower Road, northbound up near 88th Avenue. And out west, US 6 shut down through Clear Creek Canyon. That's rock mitigation work. Then with forecast tonight, clear skies, low 34. Sunny tomorrow with a high near 70 degrees. Partly sunny Thursday. Could see a little rain. Right now it is 56. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 K-House.
Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, get $5 off your next print and marketing services purchase when you spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only. Ends 3/24. Exclusions apply. Staples.
Your shot at $1,000 right now. Text the keyword MONEY to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's MONEY to 200-200.
Okay, so I got to ask Drew, are we live on the YouTubes?
You're live on the YouTubes.
Are we really? Okay, so here's the deal. I want everybody, I just read on YouTube today that we need to get 1,000 subscribers in order for me to be able to, I forget what it is, to not monetize the channel, but to be able to get sponsors or do something. And it gives me some other abilities to expand the YouTube channel. And I forget, we're at 200 something. So forget Facebook, where we are shifting over to YouTube. And the way you find the radio program on YouTube is you go to youtube.com/Michael Brown Today. youtube.com/Michael Brown Today. And I noticed that some of you said yesterday that even though you clicked the like or the thumbs up button that you couldn't see it. I kind of farted around with the settings last night, so I think you should be able to do that. There's a chat room over there. You can use some emojis, and you can have conversations among yourselves. And I'll continue to take questions from that particular chat room. And I will also make snarky comments. I don't know whether Drew will, because Drew tends to fall asleep during the program, and he has other duties apparently. He apparently has other duties because nobody else in the building knows how to do these other duties or whatever it is. I don't know. So he's going to be doing something that he's supposed to be doing. I don't know. So get to youtube.com/Michael Brown Today. And let's see, and be sure and subscribe to the channel. That's the other thing I got to ask you to do. Be sure and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because my objective this week is to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you got friends, you got relatives, you got a homeless person living with you, get them all to go over and subscribe to the channel. And I think Drew has agreed that for the 1,000th subscriber, he will buy them whatever that fried chicken was from some Chinese place, right?
Oh, the chicken wings that we get on Wednesdays?
Oh, is that a deal now? Like every Wednesday?
Oh, it's Wings Day, baby.
Oh, Wednesday wings.
Yeah.
Wednesday wings?
Wednesday wings.
And it comes from a Chinese place.
Some Chinese place down the road here.
Man,
they're fantastic.
Good. Oh, they were fantastic. Well, anyway, Drew will buy you a bag of chicken wings. I might have to reimburse him, but the 1,000th person will get a bag of cold chicken wings from some unnamed. You don't even know the name of the Chinese place.
I have no idea. No
idea. You send somebody else. You're just like me. You got people, right?
I got a guy.
You got a guy. So you send a guy. And I can make some awful racist joke right now about your guy. Shame on you. Shame on you for doing that.
Wow.
You could at least maybe, oh, you know what? You've got, Angie's not here, so I can never say this if Angie was here, but there is another female, and you could have, because isn't that what women do? They run and get the fried chicken?
I'm not even touching that. I'm gonna turn my mic off and do what I do back here.
What do you do back? Apparently you don't do anything back there.
Not usually.
So youtube.com/Michael Brown today. Let's get right. Shall we just move on? A college student, a religious studies major, has been barred from a Christianity class at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Why do you have Indiana University? It must be on the border or something. Because during the Christianity class, he spoke up. See, this would be me. He spoke up and said there are only two genders. Lake Engel, a senior, said that he was silenced and punished by Professor Allison Downey for questioning her during a February 28 class called Christianity 481, Sin, Self, Sin, and Salvation lecture. That's what I need today right now. I need a salvation lecture. After showing a 15-minute TED Talk by Paula Stone Williams, who apparently is a transgender former pastor, who was discussing the reality of mansplaining, sexism from men, and male privilege, the professor asked the women in the class to share their thoughts. Apparently no women in the class said anything, so this goober spoke up, challenging the professor on biology and the gender wage gap. He told the class that the official view of biologists, I didn't know that biologists had an official view, he should have just said that biology says there are only two genders. The feminist professor booted him from the class, told him not to come back. She referred him to the public university's Academic Integrity Board. He needs to complete the class to graduate at the end of the semester, but he's barred from attending that class in accordance with the, I'm sick and tired. I am sick and tired of people claiming disruption. You are barred from attending this class in accordance with the classroom disruption policy, according to the provost. You ask a question, and that's a claim for disruption? What is wrong with people? Why do we have to suddenly decide that asking a question, seeking help, or doing whatever you might do is considered disruption? Here's the alleged violation description. Listen to this. Disrespectful objection to the professor's class discussion structure. Refusal to stop talking out of turn. Well, wait a minute. He says that when the professor asked a question, nobody answered. So he offered an answer. I thought this is what academics were about. I thought academics were about the conflict of ideas, the clash of ideas, throwing ideas into a big old bucket and stirring them around and seeing which one sticks. Oh, he's also accused of angry outbursts in response to being required to listen to a trans speaker discuss the reality of white male privilege and sexism. Disrespectful references to the validity of trans identity and experience. Disrespectful claim that a low score on any classwork would be evidence of the professor's personal prejudice. Here's the sanctions. I don't know which I get more angry about. Secondary education, public education, or higher education. Lake will be required to write an apology to the professor which specifically addresses each of the disrespectful behaviors described above, demonstrating ability to take responsibility for inappropriate behavior, which has significantly damaged the learning environment of this course. He will explain the importance of an atmosphere of safety. You see, dissension is considered a threat. If I always find that fascinating, because in law school, dissension was pretty much what was required. I can remember sitting in many classes. Mr. Brown, wake up. Tell us why the court was wrong in Marbury versus Madison. Tell us why Justice Justice Brennan, no, that's too old. Justice, tell us why Chief Justice Douglas's argument in blah, 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 blah was off base. Or tell us why his dissent is correct, even though I might disagree with the dissent. Oh, I know, that was law school. But it's academia. He will also be required to explain the importance of an atmosphere of safety, acknowledging how his class behavior has significantly damaged this classroom atmosphere. Oh, and that's from the Academic Integrity Board. Drew, I need a drink. We're not even into the first segment.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
Busy ride, more traffic hitting the highways and slowdowns. I-25 northbounders crowding out at the Tech Center. Slow heading up toward Hamden. Now stop and go from the Downing Bridge on into downtown. It's an accident, 4 cars northbound I-25 at the off-ramp to Alameda. I-70 starting to jam up. 270 pretty busy. 225 heavier traffic. An accident on Tower Road northbound up near 88th Avenue. And a crash on Brighton Boulevard near 48th Avenue. Then forecast tonight, clear skies, the low of 34. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 70 degrees. Partly sunny Thursday, low 60s. Could see some rain showers. Right now, it's 56. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Phelan, 630 KHAL.
This report is brought to you by Staples. Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, get $5 off your next print and marketing services purchase when you spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, ends 3/24. Exclusions apply. Staples.
You know, I'm a recovering lawyer, so I can speak with authority here. You know, I hope the day never comes that me or my wife are ever in a serious car accident and need a personal injury attorney. But should that day come, my expert, the guy that I would call, is John Fuller at Fuller Law. Now, John doesn't have a bunch of stupid nicknames, or 100 associates fresh out of law school. John Fuller works personally with every single one of his clients. Now, if you've had a recent accident, there's a good chance the insurance company has admitted fault or probably has even tried to make you an offer. That doesn't mean the offer is good or that they won't try to take advantage of you down the road. There's just too much at risk. If you need a personal injury attorney, you need John Fuller at Fuller Law. Call John right now at 303-597-4500 and just have a conversation. John's my expert, and it doesn't cost you a dime to talk about your case. So call John at 303-597-4500, 303-597-4500, or go online, personalinjuryco.com. personalinjuryco.com.
Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino for Larson Tax Relief. Tax season is here. Did I see you cringe at that? If so, listen up for relief. Larson Tax Relief. Get your past tax problems taken care of once and for all. Stop the worrying and frustration. If you owe back taxes, been years since you filed, Larson Tax Relief is the best and the only tax relief organization I endorse. Their team of experts understand your situation and won't judge you. The name says it all. Relief. Larson Tax Relief. Larson will get you the absolute best possible resolution. Don't worry about your wages being garnished, losing your house, or other drastic action. Larson gets between you and the IRS. They'll get them off your back and save you thousands of dollars. I trust Ron and Jack Larson and their team of experts to fix your tax problems. You can too. So stop cringing and call 844-LARSON-TAX or LarsonTaxRelief.com. That's 844-LARSON-TAX. 844-LARSON-TAX.
Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk is your destination to play, eat, and stay. Try your luck at our action-packed slot machines, live poker tables, table games, and more. Dine at Farmer's Pick Buffet with over 60 delicious items, plus all-you-can-eat crab legs for only $20.99 Monday through Thursday night. Then enter night in style in one of our luxurious hotel rooms. Call 1-800-THE-ISLE to plan your getaway to Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk. Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. See official promotional rules. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Take your home like it is and let us help you make it like you want it. Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. We've been doing just that for over 30 years now. 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
Hi, this is Jeff, director of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Most men remember their first time. No, I don't mean that first time. I mean the first time their performance didn't live up to expectations, yours or your partner's. You probably both laughed it off, no big deal. But when it happens a second time, then a third, it's no laughing matter. It's a problem. The good news is there's a solution at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. We specialize exclusively in men's sexual health. Our licensed providers at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic can help with erectile dysfunction, premature issues, and male hormone replacement therapy. Our prescription medications work when the pills or other methods fail, and they work for almost all medical conditions: diabetes, prostate cancer, and others. Treatments are personalized to fit your needs, and you get to see the treatment work right here in the office. So if you want to make the last time you failed to perform the last time this happens, call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today at 720-440-7900. That's 720-440-7900. Or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
There you are. I've got great news. When you use your Capital One Venture Card to book and pay for a room on Hotels.com/venture, you'll earn 10 miles for every dollar you spend at thousands of hotels. Doesn't that sound amazing?
It does. Just like the smooth jazz in this hotel lounge.
Wow, Captain Obvious. I didn't realize you were such a jazz fan.
I have two loves in my life: this deal and the jazz tuba.
Clearly, it loves you right back. What's in your wallet?
Offer available through January 2020. Capital One Bank USA NA.
When you're hiring, you don't want to sort through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions. Then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Daryl has hired with Indeed.
Nothing has been this simple, this easy, and this effective.
Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Hey, it's Michael Brown here for the new Carillon at Bellevue Station Retirement Community. It's opening soon right here in the heart of the Denver Tech Center. And this Carillon is going to be another upscale senior living community that offers independent living, assisted living, and memory care. I recently met the new general manager, Angie, and her team, and once again, this Carillon community is going to be amazing. They're taking priority waitlist reservations and offering some great move-in benefits. So check them out by calling 720-279-9112 or visit the Information Center right off Bellevue and South Niagara Street. Do it today.
Tax time means you might be getting a refund. But why not get a little more? It's the 16K a day giveaway. Listen for your shot at $1,000 every hour at 5 after the hour. Weekdays, 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. on 630 KHOW. Brought to you by the Hall Company. If you want a brand new custom home, you need the Hall Company. Whether you want a 1,500 square foot home or 15,000 square feet, the Hall Company will help you buy the land, design the home, and build it. Visit them at denvercustomhomebuilder.biz.
All right, before we move on from this, Indiana University of Pennsylvania. So this student is in a Christianity class. It's called Christianity 481, Self, Sin, and Salvation. And the professor shows a 15-minute TED Talk by a transgender ex-pastor, Paula Stone Williams, who is discussing the reality of mansplaining, sexism from men, and male privilege. Interestingly, this is a what's the word I'm looking for? You got a dorm that's both men and women. What's the word? Total brain fart here.
Other than unisex, but that's not the right word.
It's not the word. Right. What's it called when you have co-ed? Co-ed.
Yes.
See, why did I ask you? So this is a co-ed class. There are both men and women in the class. Interestingly, the professor only asks the women in the class to share their thoughts. Isn't that discriminatory against the rest of the class? How about asking the entire class what their thoughts are? The best part is this. When the professor asks the women in the class to give their opinion, nobody does. So this guy, being kind of like I would be, raised their hand. Well, professor, first of all, I think that what we just watched is wrong because there are only two genders. People can transgender, but that all that does is that rearranges the plumbing. The X and Y chromosomes and the some of the body parts may be disfigured or deformed, or maybe they try to recreate a certain body part, but that doesn't change the underlying gender of the individual. So they may be trans, but they're not transgender. They're just, they're a man that now wants to be a woman, or vice versa. He gets in trouble for that. And apparently, challenging your professor is disruptive. Now, why do I spend any time on this at all? CBS this morning is laughing about, well, they're actually, I want to give CBS some credit here. CBS actually mocked some snowflakes who don't understand free speech. And yes, the First Amendment exists on a college campus, and it exists inside a classroom.
And the Washington Post looks at a survey out this morning that says college students support free speech unless it offends them. A poll of 3,000 U.S. students revealed they generally endorse campuses that encourage the discussion of a variety of ideas, but they're willing to limit free speech if the ideas infringe on their personal values. We all need to learn more about what free speech is.
That's right, yeah. They like all food unless it tastes bad. Right. The dramatic...
That's actually, I would call, somewhat of a seminal moment on CBS this morning. They're mocking these little goober snowflakes. Nora O'Donnell. I've been interviewed by Nora O'Donnell a couple of times. Well, I think one time was on Meet the Press. She's filling in for Tim Russert. But they're willing to limit free speech if the ideas infringe on their personal values. And then she says, we all need to learn more about what free speech is. And Oprah's girlfriend says, that's right. To which John Dickerson says, they all like food unless it tastes bad. Wow. Now, the Washington Post, on its masthead, says democracy dies in darkness. But they didn't seem too concerned about this poll that finds that nearly 4 out of 10 college students think that it's okay to limit free speech if they don't like it. The Post managed to page B2 of the Metro section. The Washington Post has the front section, the A section, I guess, for lack of a better term. And then there's the Metro section. And that's just really stories about D.C. and kind of insider stuff about what's going on inside the Beltway. It's not prime real estate for a newspaper. There, a Washington Post reporter recounted this alarming news. 37% of college students in the poll said that shouting down speakers was acceptable, at least sometimes. And another 10% said it was acceptable sometimes to use violence to prevent someone from speaking. The Bill of Rights, the First Amendment, is dying generation by generation. I don't know whether you've got a rugrat in college, public education, or where. You really should sit down with them and find out. Do you think it's okay to shout down a speaker? First of all, it's just bad manners. It's just bad form. My mother and dad they'd have whipped my ass if first of all, the school would have called me out. If I had been disruptive to a speaker at a high school assembly and I had tried to shout them down, I can name at least 4 or 5 teachers, including the principal, who was an old Vietnam Army sergeant, who would have dragged my ass out of that auditorium and immediately called my parents, and then I'd immediately gotten an ass whipping. I think we're missing too many ass whippings. But I think what you ought to find out is, let me ask you, son, let me ask you, daughter, do you think it's acceptable that if there's a speaker on your campus or at your school to shout them down? And if their answer is, well, yeah, if I disagree with them, they need an ass whipping. And then you ask them the next question. Because 10% of these college students that were polled say that it is acceptable sometimes to use violence to protect or to prevent someone from speaking. You would think that of all places, the Washington Post would be like CBS This Morning and say, you know what? Unacceptable. Now, back to the college student. You're kicked out of class for telling the professor there are only two genders. You've disagreed with what the college professor has said. Is it about conformity or is it about a clash of ideas? It seems to me that we are degrading the First Amendment to nothing more than just, oh yeah, Congress shall make no law unless it's speech that, we just don't like.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Busy ride along the highways and one accident traveling into downtown. 4 cars northbound I-25 on the off-ramp to Alameda. Stop and go northbound I-25 from the Downing Bridge. Out west, an accident southbound Highway 93 approaching 82nd. Jammed up there to Highway 72. And an accident on northbound Tower Road near 88th Avenue and a problem on Brighton Boulevard near 48th. Stuck in traffic? You might have seen it coming with the Total Traffic app powered by Traffic Karma. Denver forecast. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 34. Sunny tomorrow with a high near 70 degrees. Right now, it's 57. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, get $5 off your next print and marketing services purchase when you spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, ends 3/24, exclusions apply. Staples.
It seems that every day you hear somebody talking about the many potential positive effects of stem cells. Medical journals are filled with thousands of scientific papers about the health benefits that result from stem cell therapy. Grossman Wellness Center has been offering stem cell-based regenerative therapies to treat a multitude of orthopedic problems for almost a decade. This is longer than any other medical clinic in Colorado. So whether you suffer from plantar fasciitis, tennis elbow, or even something more severe such as bone-on-bone arthritis that's causing you considerable pain and interfering with your quality of life, I invite you to call my doctors at the Grossman Wellness Center. Schedule a free initial consultation with one of their board-certified physicians. Call them today at 303-233-4247 and tell them Michael Brown sent you for a free initial consultation. Call Grossman Wellness Center today at 303-233-4247. You have nothing to lose but your pain.
If you've been charged with a DUI, you need good representation. You need the law offices of Joseph A. Lazzara, 303-429-6200. He'll help you through the legal maze of deadlines and hearings. Don't roll the dice and pick just any attorney. Call Joseph A. Lazzara, a proven track record in DUI criminal defense. 303-429-6200 for a free initial consultation. 303-429-6200.
Ankmar Garage Door now offers the ultimate in security and accessibility for your garage door. With LiftMaster MyQ technology, you can monitor how long your garage door has been open or closed and operate your LiftMaster opener with your smartphone from anywhere in the world. Go to ankmar.com today and see the LiftMaster 8550 for yourself or book an appointment online at your convenience. Ankmar, everything doors since 1956.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Campbell here, serial entrepreneur. Here's what our payroll customer, Laura, thinks about us.
Patriot Software and their amazing team are a crucial part of our business. They handle the details of payroll and tax payments, so we can focus on delivering exceptional customer service to our own clients. Patriot's payroll is affordable, easy to use, and it keeps us organized. They're receptive to their customers and strive to demonstrate that each day. Without a doubt, we will be using their payroll services for many years to come. Thank you, Patriot Software. 5 stars.
Go to PatriotSoftware.com to get your payroll pricing for up to 100 employees. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com. Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
To promote my new flower shop, I had one place print my business cards, another print my brochures, and a third, my signs. Now my roses aren't red, my violets aren't blue, my geraniums look dead, and I don't know what to do.
Staples can help your business stand out with signs, banners, and brochures that are a true reflection of your company. And now at Staples, spend $50 or more on print and marketing services and get $5 off your next in-store purchase.
Now my business is blossoming, and I'm spending less green.
Exclusions apply. In-store only. Ends 3/24/18.
Walgreens has good news for anyone managing diabetes. We've got your back. That's right. Walgreens pharmacists are here to consult with you in person and answer any questions you may have about new and existing medications. You can even get free advice from our trusted experts day and night at walgreens.com or the mobile app. Walgreens has all major brands of diabetes testing supplies like Accu-Check and Walgreens TrueMetrics. That's not just good news, it's great news. Stop by and talk to your Walgreens pharmacist today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
Hey, it's Michael Brown here. In this crazy housing market, you find a house you want, and then there are multiple offers all in one day on the same house. So instead of buying an existing house, how about getting a brand new custom-built home from the Hall Company? Many people hear custom-built, and the first thing they think, expensive. But you know what? Whether you're looking for 1,500 square feet or 15,000 square feet, the Hall Company will help you find the ideal piece of land, design the home with you, and then build it. You get what you want, not what somebody else had. The Hall Company can even help you find the land if you want to build the house yourself. And of course, they can help secure financing. So instead of getting what somebody else liked, get a home that's what just you want. Check out their work at denvercustomhomebuilder.biz. That's denvercustomhomebuilder.biz, or call Dave Hall, the owner. He actually answers his phone, and he'll answer your questions. Call or text Dave at 303-669-0531. That's 303-669-0531, and just have a conversation about the dream home that you've always wanted.
Denver's talk station. Online at khow.com.
Of free speech. There is a teacher in Florida who has been suspended for exercising her right of free speech. The issue that I think people have with free speech, particularly these young whippersnappers that don't get it. Do I sound like Clint Eastwood? Get off my yard. The First Amendment is designed to protect all speech. The only limits, and those of you who have listened to this program for any length of time at all know that I'm about to talk about the mistaken phrase about you cannot yell fire in a crowded theater. You absolutely can yell fire in a crowded theater if there's a fire in the crowded theater. What Justice Holmes, I think it was Justice Holmes, oh God, brain fart again. What they said was this: you cannot falsely yell fire in a crowded theater. And that's a reasonable restriction on the First Amendment. Because the founders didn't assume or think that you should be allowed to walk into any place, a crowded pub, where it's just packed wall to wall, and yell fire or bomb or anything else that might cause all the patrons of the pub back in the 1700s to trample over each other and hurt and kill each other trying to get out of the pub. So that is a reasonable restriction on the First Amendment. Because any reasonable person would know that if you walk into a theater and it's crowded and there is no fire, but you stand up and you yell gun or shooter or fire, and none of those things are true, people are going to panic and run out. The founders did not, however, intend for the First Amendment to be limited by speech which people find offensive. If that were the case, there would be all sorts of claims made against this radio program. because people all the time find things that I say offensive. And I, as I like to say, frankly, call somebody that cares because I don't. I like, because it makes people uncomfortable. I like defending speech that people find uncomfortable because it causes them to pause, or at least it should cause them to pause and say, well, wait a minute. If they can say that, which I find offensive, what if I said something that somebody else finds offensive, but I think is perfectly legitimate? That's why we allow Nazis, white supremacists, the KKK, Black Lives Matter, anti-Semites like Louis Farrakhan. That's why we allow them to say what they say. And the remedy for speech that we find offensive is, 1, we don't have to listen to it. 2, if there's a political aspect to it, for example, Democrats who refuse to distance themselves from the anti-Semite language and frankly, the anti-white language of Louis Farrakhan, then we have a remedy for that. We can call them out on it and perhaps cost them their legislative or congressional seats or Senate seats or whatever else. But what happens when a teacher says something that's considered white supremacist?
Tonight, social studies teacher Diana Voletich is suspended from this Florida middle school after it was revealed she secretly hosted a podcast embracing white supremacist ideas.
So the podcast, you can't do a podcast, at least and teach. You can't multitask like that. So absent any evidence that she was doing this podcast on school grounds, which there is none, or during school hours, which there is none, but she was doing this from a studio or from her home or from a coffee shop or wherever else. What does that have to do with her teaching ability? What does it have to do with her teacher evaluations?
Many other researchers have already looked into this, and that's just the way it is. There are races that have higher IQs.
First reported in the Huffington Post, 25-year-old Voletich used a pseudonym, Tiana Dolokhov, often discussing what she sees as the failings of the education system on her podcast called Unapologetic. Meredith Blakely's daughter is in Voletich's class.
They were talking about segregation in a civil rights type of capacity, and the teacher somewhat alluded that segregation might possibly be okay.
In her podcast, Voletich says the principal asked her about sharing political bias with students.
The principal came to me and she was like, I'm not worried. Should I be worried? And I'm like, no. And she believed me and she backed off.
In a statement from her lawyer, Voletich denies being a white nationalist and promoting her political beliefs in class, adding about her podcast, I employed political satire and exaggeration, mainly to the end of attracting listeners and followers.
Wait a minute. What if it wasn't satire? What if she really meant what she said? Isn't that protected? And if there is no evidence that she either taught this to the Rugrats in her class or that she used any sort of school resources to do the podcast, seems to me no harm, no foul. Seems to me that we are trying to impose on teachers a speech code outside the workplace.
Is this a freedom of speech issue?
Saying things like segregation against African Americans during the Jim Crow era was okay. That's not okay. So again, it's a public.
Wait. Back her up. What did this goober say? Listen again.
Saying things like segregation against African Americans during the Jim Crow era was okay. That's not okay. So again, it's a public education.
What do Jim Crow laws have to do with free speech? Nothing. But isn't it easy to draw in and claim racism by just saying, well, you know, the Jim Crow laws weren't, those weren't okay, and they're not okay now. Well, yeah, I agree. In fact, the Jim Crow laws were found generally to be unconstitutional, but the Jim Crow laws had nothing to do with speech.
The school district is investigating. Voletich could lose her teaching license altogether.
How? Now think about this. Here's another example of a profession where you need a license. If you go to college, you get a teaching degree, you do your student teaching, your practice teaching, you do all of that, you pass everything, you take your state exams, you meet all of the prerequisites to be licensed as a teacher in the state of Florida. Does it really make any difference if you're a bigot or an idiot? I guess you couldn't be an idiot if you passed all the tests, but I use bigot and idiot as kind of interchangeable terms. This is using the power of government to limit speech that you and I may find offensive. And I find that offensive.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
Busy highways for the drive, starting with I-25, jammed up into downtown. An accident north on I-25 at the off-ramp to Alameda. Stop and go from the Downing Bridge. An accident southbound 225 on the ramp to northbound I-25. Sluggish there from Parker Road into the Tech Center. Out west, an accident on Highway 93, southbound approaching 82nd. You're jammed back past Highway 72. And a minor accident, westbound 70, just past Kipling. Danvers forecast, clear skies overnight, low of 34. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 70 degrees, low 60s on Thursday. Right now, it's 57. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHAL.
This report is brought to you by Staples. Staples helps you keep your ink stocked and your business moving all year long. Now trade in your old printer and save up to $80 on a new Epson EcoTank, including up to 2 years of ink. Ends 3/24. See store or staples.com for details. Restrictions may apply. Staples, it's pro time.
Gunsmith at Large is a unique place for gun owners and enthusiasts like you and me. Now, whether it's routine maintenance, customization of your favorite handgun, rifle, or shotgun, Gunsmith at Large is the place to go. And when I say customization, I'm talking about things like turning my Glock into a custom handgun with a titanium colored pistol with night sights, copper plated barrel, and a 4.5 pound trigger. Yeah, he's that good. Or a custom made 1911. You get the picture. Maybe grandpa's old rifle needs to be refurbished. Gunsmith at Large will turn that heirloom into the best gift ever for a son or grandson. And if you're like me and you've never done more than just a basic field cleaning, Gunsmith at Large will clean, inspect, oil, and test fire your weapon down to the smallest spring. Call Parker at Gunsmith at Large right now, 720-662-7156, or go by 4750 South Santa Fe in Inglewood. But whatever, call Gunsmith at Large, 720-662-7156, 720-662-7156.
Life Certain Wealth Strategies provides financial planning with a focus on forward-looking tax mitigation strategies for those in or near retirement in Colorado. Life Certain Wealth Strategies. Discover the fiduciary difference. Visit lifecertain.com today to begin your planning.
Are you embarrassed by your smile? Are you unable to eat the foods you love, afraid to laugh, afraid to live a normal life, even afraid to go out in public? Dr. Barrett's with Barrett's Dental here. I believe that you deserve a smile that you can be proud of so you can live your life the way you want, with the peace of mind that you can smile without embarrassment and that your mouth is healthy. At Barrett's Dental, we want to help you get your life back. I invite you to my office for a free consultation where you can find out for yourself if you are comfortable at Barrett's Dental. We offer total dental solutions, meaning we can handle all of your dental care in one convenient location without referring you all over town. If you feel safe at Barrett's Dental, it's the last place you'll need to visit to get the care you need. Is the condition of your mouth causing you to live a life of quiet desperation? Call me. I'll take great care of you.
If you're looking for a safe place to take care of all your dental needs, call Barrett's Dental at 303-731-1308 or visit denverdentist.com.
Get ready to start flipping houses overnight for a nice profit. The NV Real Estate Academy is now giving away their Fortunes in Flipping kit for free. This kit has helped thousands of rookie investors just like you learn how to flip houses for large profits, and it can help you too. Call now to get your free kit and learn the secrets of flipping houses with other people's money or partnering with the NV Real Estate Academy Network to get your deals funded. Plus, you'll get their new groundbreaking tax lien investment kit that'll show you how to earn government-secured returns up to 18% annually and how to buy highly discounted tax-delinquent properties. So if you're ready to make some extra cash, call 1-800-989-3394 now to get your free kit. Call 800-989-3394 now, and you'll also get free tickets to a live training with a free meal, a smartwatch, and a flash drive loaded with vital information. Plus, a national government auction list of properties for sale. All free just for attending. Call 800-989-3394. That's 800-989-3394. Call now.
Have you heard of the thousands of people earning money with a second home? Companies like Airbnb and VRBO, they've created a whole new world for people to tap into in the multi-billion-dollar industry of renting. Now, if a second home purchase hasn't crossed your mind, maybe it should, because after you make sure that your area's ordinances permit it, you can easily make a couple $1,000s more each month by renting out your second home, either as a long-term lease or as a vacation property. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for my friends at American Financing. Real estate has consistently been a great investment, and qualifying for a second home may be easier than you think. Interest rates remain low, and you can put as little as 10% down. That's right, just 10% down. A second home could be more consistent than stocks, but don't just take my word for it. Talk to the salary-based mortgage consultants at American Financing. They're at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
People have been having estate sales the same way for decades, but we're here to change all of that. Hi, I'm Diana, the general manager for Everything But the House here in Denver, Colorado. We truly handle it all, from cleaning out your entire home to selling your items on ebth.com, the world's premier estate sale marketplace. We'll even take out the trash and donate what can't be sold. Before your items are professionally photographed, cataloged, and listed to a global audience of bidders, our expert team of authenticators will carefully inspect every item in your collection, ensuring your valuables are sold at true market value. In fact, you'll typically earn 3 to 5 times more for your items than you would anywhere else. Whether you're downsizing, moving, or clearing out a loved one's estate, visit ebth.com now and learn why more than 400 sellers a month trust their estates, collections, and belongings with Everything But the House, the premier estate sale marketplace. Get your free consultation today at ebth.com. That's ebth.com.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
Sir Ken Robinson's TED Talk, How Schools Kill Creativity, is still the most viewed TED Talk of all time. Sir Ken joins us to talk about you, your child, and school. That's Wednesday morning at 7:06 here on 630 KHOW.
Some taxpayer relief shots. I like to do these in different hours of the day so that, you know, one day we do it in the 4 o'clock hour, other days we do it 5, sometimes at 6. So that way everybody gets the opportunity to hear taxpayer relief shots. Now, if you're just now tuning in and you haven't been watching it, or you have been watching us in the past on Facebook, I want you to go over to YouTube, because Facebook doesn't believe in free speech, so Facebook has blocked us. How much longer do we have, Drew? We got 2 days and 9 hours or something?
It was like an hour or a day and 22 hours or something.
And you know what? I think we may just stay over here on Facebook or on YouTube.
It's kind of easier, to be honest.
Is it easier?
It's from my end, it's easier to do it on YouTube than it is Facebook.
Well, and it's all about making it easier for you.
Well, yeah, we need that to happen.
Right, of course.
I got enough to do as it is.
Well, I didn't think you had anything else to do. So if you want to watch us on YouTube, which I understand why you would want to, because it's fascinating, and you get to interact with me. You go to YouTube, and I don't know why this is so hard. Have you tried this? Because I tried it earlier, and it takes it right to the page. But people keep telling me I have to dig through all these Michael Browns. You go to youtube.com/Michael Brown Today. Just all one word. Michael Brown Today. That's all you do. youtube.com/Michael Brown Today. Takes you right to the page. And then when you get there, you got to do me a favor. Subscribe. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers if I can by the end of the week. And I might actually, because I'm pretty, After all, I am a radio prostitute. So we may actually have a contest. You know what, Drew? Maybe if we're getting close but not close enough by the end of the week, we might just offer the 1,000th person to subscribe. Like, I'll take them to lunch or something.
I like it. For chicken wings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
McDonald's, Taco Bell.
That works.
Yeah. Juicy Burger.
They got wings at Sonic too. I don't know. You got me on a wing kick for the.
But you know the problem about taking somebody to Sonic, they got to sit in the car next to me.
Good point.
Yeah, I don't want to get that close. I mean, what if they stink? What if they pass gas in the car? You know, what if they mess up? First of all, I'm not going to take some slob like you in my Mike Ward Infiniti Q50 and have you spill mustard and French fry grease all over the place.
That would never happen. I'm too particular about eating in my own car to do that. You ought to see me when I try to eat food in my car.
Oh, I hate eating food in my own car.
I do too. I try to avoid it if I can, but when I have to do it, I have to do it. But I'm super particular about it. I like roll down the windows even if it's cold out, just so the smell doesn't get in
so
there.
the smell doesn't get in. I do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And if you learn to, you can just eat out of the bag. If you do you keep wipes in your car?
Yes.
God, I love it.
Yep.
No wonder I like you.
Uh-huh.
Oh. I assume they're the unscented wipes.
Yeah, sometimes. It depends on what I have. It just, I just get the wipes. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I have to find the unscented ones.
Really?
Yeah, because first of all, I don't want to wipe my hands and walk around smelling like some baby's butt.
Yeah. There's
although,
worse things you can smell like.
Maybe come to think of it, walking around smelling like a baby's butt, who knows?
Might not be the worst thing in the world for you.
Have you ever heard of Title VII?
I did earlier today.
So anyway, youtube.com/Michael Brown today. And I'm begging you. I'm just begging you at this point to subscribe to the channel. I just want to get to 1,000 subscribers. I don't know why, because you get a prize from YouTube or something. I don't know. And it'll make my PR people happy too. So here's the taxpayer relief shot. We hear so many stories on the mainstream media from other places that, guns are awful. They just do horrible things. Well, this is our opportunity to celebrate the God-given right of self-defense. The Second Amendment is not really about self-defense. It's more about tyranny, but in a way it is an embodiment of a natural right of self-defense. So I'd like to point out places, times, instances, and I used to limit it to just citizens, civilians, not cops. But there are some times when cops deliver the taxpayer relief shot. And by taxpayer relief shot, I mean somebody defending themselves, their husband, their wives, their family, their property, their businesses. They do so by shooting someone, and sometimes that person ends up DRT, dead right there. It saves the taxpayers the cost of a trial, incarceration, all of the stuff that goes on with that, and thus it's a taxpayer relief shot. And if you find that offensive, well, you can call the main number and you can let them know, and I'll continue to do taxpayer relief shots. Fort Sumner, New Mexico is the first one.
State police say a man wanted for a domestic dispute in eastern New Mexico is dead. It's still unclear who fired the shots that killed 48-year-old Andy Lucero yesterday. State police say it all started when Lucero violated a restraining order by breaking into his ex-girlfriend's home. During the dispute, Lucero reportedly shot his ex-girlfriend's friend. According to investigators, Lucero was later found in a field outside of Fort Sumner. Investigators have not said who killed Lucero. We are told no officers were hurt during the incident.
A restraining order. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what those liberals tell me, and I'm just going to get a restraining order, and that'll keep those gangbanger dirtbag ex-husband of mine from ever bugging me or getting near me, or that gangbanger boyfriend of mine that had all the beautiful bling. He won't be able to come around anymore. I don't think so. Oh, we got more. We'll do more taxpayer relief shots in a minute. Michael Brown here. Let you and I go on a trip to Alaska together. I'm teaming up with Holiday Vacations for an inside passage cruise and tour of all the great sites in Alaska. It's a 12-day excursion hosted by me, and it's a great opportunity to see the best of Alaska in a small group. Call Holiday Travel at 800-826-2266, keyword Denver. You know, let's go to Alaska. Call 800-826-2266, keyword Denver, or go online, holidayvacations.com, keyword Denver.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Mostly clear tonight, a low of 33. Mostly sunny tomorrow, a high of 71. Mostly sunny on Thursday with a slight chance for afternoon rain, a high of 63. 56 for a high on Friday.
Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, get $5 off your next print and marketing services purchase when you spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, ends 3/24. Exclusions apply. Staples.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
This is your station for the 16K a day giveaway. Coming up at 5 after the hour on KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station.
A pep talk in California. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. President Trump spending part of the afternoon at Miramar Air Naval Base, telling forces one day they may have colleagues protecting space. Earlier, he spent time reviewing designs for the border wall. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal has this live in San Diego.
Lisa, after landing, President Trump went straight to the border to check out the 8 border wall prototypes. While he didn't pick a winner, he did say he wants the bottom part to be see-through.
And if you don't know you could be 2 feet away from a criminal cartel and you don't even know they're there.
He told service members at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar that he's engaged in the largest military buildup since Reagan's presidency.
The 2-year budget agreement I just reached with Congress will provide $700 billion in defense funding this year, the largest ever.
He also promised he would work on getting them all pay raises. Lisa.
Jessica, earlier today, the president announced a change in his cabinet, replacing Secretary of State Rex Tillerson with CIA Director Mike Pompeo. And Fox News confirming President Trump considering moving Rick Perry from Energy Secretary to the VA, as David Shulkin has fallen out of favor. Polls in Pennsylvania's special congressional election close in about an hour. Both President Trump and his son Don Jr. have come out to back Republican Rick Saccone in what's expected to be a close race. Fox's Colonel Scott has this live.
Well, this Republican, Rick Saccone, told Fox Business Network's Maria Bartiromo his opponent, Democrat Conor Lamb, would be more of the same in Washington on issues like tax reform.
Not one Democrat voted for that tax cut bill, and Conor Lamb would have been right with them on that. He said so.
But Lamb said Saccone is making the race about the president, when it's really not.
This is a local race. People are voting for either me or Rick Saccone.
This is considered to be a trendsetter for the midterm elections to come this year, Lisa.
Thanks, Colonel. Fox News, fair and balanced.
I'm Jay Farner from Quicken Loans. Choosing the right mortgage lender involves much more than just a rate. Quicken Loans has earned 12 J.D. Power Awards for client satisfaction. And we invented Rocket Mortgage, a simpler, hassle-free way to get a mortgage completely online. No one else has anything like it. So choose Quicken Loans, America's #1 online lender. Call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Equal housing lender, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
GoToMeeting is the collaborative meeting tool trusted by over 18 million monthly users. But how do we make the concept of 18 million more real for you? Well, if you wanted to travel 18 million miles, you could go to the moon and back 36 times and still have a few miles left over for a detour. $18 million could buy you 4.5 million non-fat iced lattes, which would keep you caffeinated from now until the end of your career. Or if you took 18 million standing desk breaks, well, you'd probably be in great shape. Visit GoToMeeting.com to learn why so many people trust us to help them get work done.
KHOW News Time 5:03. I'm Kathy Walker. Does Governor Hickenlooper want to be President Hickenlooper someday? There's been a lot of speculation.
Governor Hickenlooper knows people are talking about it.
At least several people want to know whether I'm running for president.
The answer, not right now.
We got 303 days left, and there's not enough time to sit and worry about what's next.
So why then is he going to Iowa, the state with the first in the nation presidential caucus, to be on an education panel? He's doing that next month. He says it's just a panel, nothing more.
I'm not going out and going to small towns and doing breakfast.
But once the clock has ticked past the remaining days of his final term, well, his answer might change.
That's reporter Jerry Bell. Carlos Gonzalez says he's happy to be back in a Rockies uniform. He says his teammates were a big reason why he accepted a one-year, $8 million deal with the Rockies.
You know, having Nolan and having, DJ, Blackman, LeMay, everybody involved calling me and saying that, hey, man, this place is a little different without you. So that makes me feel proud and happy to be here.
That's the latest. I'm Kathy Walker.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Busy highways and a bunch of problems southbound side of 225, really struggling from Parker Road into the Tech Center. It's a big accident, 4-car crash, southbound 225, approaching the I-25 interchange, 2 lanes. Highway are blocked out there. Crash in the Tech Center, northbound I-25 at Arapahoe. And so, from the Downing Bridge into downtown, an accident, northbound I-25 off-ramp to Alameda. There's a crash southbound I-25 at University. A problem on eastbound C-470 at University in that left lane. Dinner's forecast, clear skies tonight, low at 34. Sunny tomorrow with a high near 70 degrees. Low 60s on Thursday. Right now it's 57. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
Staples helps you keep your ink stocked and your business moving all year long. Now trade in your old printer and save up to $80 on a new Epson EcoTank, including up to 2 years of ink. Ends 3/24. See store or staples.com for details. Restrictions may apply. Staples, it's pro time.
Your shot at $1,000 right now. Text the keyword BILLS to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's BILLS to 200-200.
Moved over to YouTube, and I just checked it because I had an email. Sharon, I don't know. Here's what I think's happening. People are not typing in the address correctly. So anyway, we've moved the live streaming of the radio program from Facebook, because we're still blocked over there, the dirty bastards, and we've moved over to YouTube. All you have to do is open a web browser, and you type youtube.com/Michael Brown Today. Nothing after that. Just youtube.com, / and 3 words, no spaces, Michael Brown Today. youtube.com/Michael Brown Today. It takes you right to the page. And then you'll see the live stream there, and you just click on it. And or before you even do that, you just click over there to subscribe. You don't have to put in an email address or anything. You just subscribe. That's all you have to do. So Sharon, I don't know what was going on. Anyway, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, just because I kind of want to shove it up, on Facebook, and so I'm kind of whoring myself out right now on YouTube. So if you would just do me a favor and go over and you can click thumbs up, but there's also a great little chat room over there too. And all of you chatters over there can chat with each other. And occasionally I will post snarky remarks also. So youtube.com, think about this, just youtube.com, and then a little /. That's underneath the question mark on your keyboard. youtube.com / Michael Brown Today. That'll take you right to the page. And then you can just watch us right there. But just please subscribe. Yes, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers because, well, PR firm, Velvet Media, wants me to do it, and I want to do it. And I like to set goals. And then I like to see if I can reach those goals. So that's what we're doing. Okay, this is going to take a while. Heads up. But Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin was at an American Enterprise Institute discussion about all sorts of things. And a woman stands up, and I'm trying to think. Hang on one second. Let me just, did we keep the woman's question in here or not?
Exactly how I reconcile that.
No. So there is a woman that stands up, and she asks him, how does he reconcile his position on guns with his position about education? Matt Bevin is a conservative, constitutional Republican. He fought back the Republican establishment to become the governor of Kentucky, and he's a really good guy. And he gives a lengthy answer that I'm going to break down as we go through it. But he gives a lengthy answer to the question, how can you support guns and the right to keep and bear arms under the Second Amendment, and at the same time claim that you are for public education, you're for school children? I mean, it was a dumbass question. But he answers it in a way that I think is worth your time hearing. Remember, the question is, how do you reconcile the support of the Second Amendment with education?
Exactly how I reconcile that. First of all, a month ago in Kentucky, we had a very similar situation. Made a very concerted effort to make sure that we removed the media circus from the healing process.
Boom. He's about to describe, which you probably don't remember, most people don't, that there was a shooting in Kentucky. There were 17 or 18 kids shot, I think only 2 of whom actually died. But his point is, what they did in terms of they kept the media out of the schools. They have a right to do that. The media can report from the school parking lot, but it doesn't mean that the media needs to be in the faces of kids who have suffered a traumatic effect. Acting as in parentis locus with these students, the school district has an obligation to protect these kids from the onslaught of cameras and microphones that descend every time something like this happens. And they did that. And to his point,
so within 24 to 48 hours, you're probably not even aware, most people aren't, that I had a 15-year-old come into a school in Kentucky last month and shoot 16 children at point-blank range, 2 of whom died. A set of twins were both shot and taken to a level 1 trauma center. They lived. This is very real to me. I've sat with these families. You also probably are not aware of the fact that I buried my oldest child. Died under different circumstances, but went to school and didn't come home. She was 17 years old. I know exactly, not exactly, it's not possible to know exactly what another person's going through, but I know exactly what it feels like to bury your oldest child. I know what the impact is on a family. I don't come at this with a sense of sympathy, but empathy. The point that I've made that's been largely misconstrued, I'll reaffirm with you and tell you exactly why it comes from, where it comes from. This idea, just as solving this issue is able to be solved with a single law or rule or change, is naive and delusional.
Naive and delusional. The idea that the problem of gun violence. Now let's set aside for a moment that school shootings are rare, but the perception is that they just happen every day. His point is, you can set aside and realize for just a moment, through empathy, not sympathy, that there are things that we can do, and trying to pretend that solving gun violence with an age restriction or some sort of enhanced background check or increased mental testing, whatever it might be. His point is that trying to think that you're going to solve the issue of gun violence, I would argue just violence in general, with any sort of legislative action is naive. Yeah, I'd say so far He's spot on.
And so we shouldn't allow ourselves to entertain naive and delusional thoughts. It is part of a broader construct, just as this issue is. And the point that I made, that I'll reiterate, is that if we think that a part of what we are seeing is not a cultural problem, we're kidding ourselves.
He's going to veer into his belief. I believe that it is a cultural issue. Now, I don't agree with all the examples he's going to give in the next several minutes, but I do agree with him at this baseline. Whatever level of gun violence exists in the United States now is an issue of culture. It's not an issue about gun control. It's not an issue about this law or that law. It is an issue of culture. How many times have I tried to explain that culture, that politics trails culture? Culture is the leading indicator of what politics is going to come behind. So that, for example, when the culture results in some nut job walking into a school in Florida and killing 17 kids, the politics is going to run in behind and try to catch up with that problem without ever really addressing what the problem was. Now, in the case of Florida, there were certain things that they could have done. There were a lot of things they could have done without any additional laws that might have prevented those killings from happening. But set that aside for a minute. And when we get back, let's focus on his point that whatever amount of gun violence exists is a cultural problem, not a gun problem.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Bunch of problems slowing up the Highway Drive in Tech Center. Southbound 225 is stopped. From Parker Road, problems of 4-car accidents. Southbound 225 approaching I-25. Couple lanes of the highway are blocked off there. Northbound I-25 at Arapahoe Road. An accident running stop and go from Dry Creek through the Tech Center. Another accident into downtown. Northbound I-25 off-ramp to Alameda. An accident southbound I-25 at University. And C-470, big accident eastbound C-470 at University in that left lane. Standard forecast overnight, clear skies, low 34. Tomorrow sunny, high near 70 degrees. Could see a little rain Thursday. Right now it is 57. With traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHAL.
Staples helps you keep your ink stocked and your business moving all year long. Now trade in your old printer and save up to $80 on a new Epson EcoTank, including up to 2 years of ink. Ends 3/24. See store or staples.com for details. Restrictions may apply. Staples, it's pro time.
Hey, it's Michael Brown here. You know, in this crazy housing market, you find a house that you want, and then, you know what? Multiple offers all in one day on the same house. So instead of buying an existing house, you can have a brand new custom-built home from the Hall Company. Now, I know you hear custom-built and you think expensive, but whether you're looking for 1,500 square feet or 15,000 square feet, the Hall Company will help you find your ideal piece of land, design the home with you, and then build it. You get what you want, not what somebody else had. The Hall Company can even help you find the land if you want to build the house yourself. And of course, they can help you secure financing. So instead of getting what somebody else liked, get a home that's just what you want. Check out their work at denvercustomhomebuilder.biz. That's denvercustomhomebuilder.biz. Or do this. Call Dave Hall, the owner. He actually answers his phone, and he'll answer your questions. Call or text him at 303-669-0531. That's 303-669-0531, and just have a conversation about the dream home that you've always wanted.
Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino for Larson Tax Relief. Tax season is here. Did I see you cringe at that? If so, listen up for relief. Larson Tax Relief. Get your past tax problems taken care of once and for all. Stop the worrying and frustration. If you owe back taxes, been years since you filed, Larson Tax Relief is the best and the only tax relief organization I endorse. Their team of experts understand your situation and won't judge you. The name says it all. Relief. Larson Tax Relief. Larson will get you the absolute best possible resolution. Don't worry about your wages being garnished, losing your house, or other drastic action. Larson gets between you and the IRS. They'll get them off your back and save you thousands of dollars. I trust Ron and Jack Larson and their team of experts to fix your tax problems. You can too. So stop cringing and call 844-LARSON-TAX or LarsonTaxRelief.com. That's 844-LARSON-TAX. 844-LARSON-TAX.
Hi, this is Dave Logan. In today's online world ruled by anonymous online reviews, it can be really tough to show customers the values that make your business unique. With Team Dave Logan, and we connect you with those that value your honest, quality-focused business approach. From home products to automotive needs to legal services, we know you've dedicated your life to becoming a hard-working front-range business. So call us today at 303-331-3000. 303-331-3000. We'd like you to be a part of Team Dave Logan.
The real estate market is hot, so you think any broker will do? Never. I'm Tom Martino. Now more than ever, you need the skill and experience of Frank Duran, the real estate man, part of RE/MAX Alliance. He's so confident that he can sell your home for more money in less time than the others, he'll give you a guarantee. If at any time you're unhappy, just say the word and you're out of the contract with no obligation. 303-920-1622. 920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
Chevrolet cars and trucks sold the right way, fairly, honestly, and ethically. Since 1960, Purefoy Chevrolet has provided an outstanding car and truck buying experience in Fort Lupton. Come see for yourself. Purefoy Chevrolet, 57 years and counting. Find new roads.
A junk drawer. We all have one. It's full of all kinds of things. Batteries, paper clips, pens, markers, bits of string. Things that are useful on their own, but thrown together make a mess. Hi, this is Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, every Saturday here on 630 KHOW. It's easy to let our investments accumulate that same way. A stock here, an IRA there, multiple 401ks. Soon those investments start to look like that junk drawer in the kitchen. With multiple investment accounts, it's easy to lose sight of the big picture. Consolidating your investments can help keep your portfolio balanced and diversified. Need help evaluating your investments? Call today and let's talk about organizing that drawer. Call me, Linda Gardner, to schedule your complimentary, no obligation visit. 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or reach out online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com. That's yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
When you're hiring, you don't want to sort through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions. Then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Daryl has hired with Indeed.
Nothing has been this simple, this easy, and this effective.
Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Save more with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hey, what are you doing up here on the roof?
I want to tell the world I just met the woman of my dreams. What about you?
I want to tell the world that Liberty Mutual saved me $782.
Liberty did what?
They saved me $782.
Oh, you go first then. $782 really puts finding love into perspective.
Visit us online to get a quote, and you could save $782. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on a recent countrywide new customer survey, coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, Equal Housing Insurer.
Tax time means you might be getting a refund. But why not get a little more? It's the 16K a day giveaway. Listen for your shot at $1,000 every hour at 5 after the hour. Weekdays, 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. on 630 KHOW. Brought to you by The Hall Company. If you want a brand new custom home, you need The Hall Company. Whether you want a 1,500 square foot home or 15,000 square feet, The Hall Company will help you buy the land, design the home, and build it. Visit them at denvercustomhomebuilder.biz.
We're listening to Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin, who's going through a somewhat lengthy, in-depth answer to a question about why can't we just solve gun violence with more gun control, more legislation. And he's just described how it is naive and frankly ignorant to think that you can solve whatever you think the gun level of violence is in this country, whether you think it's out of control or not out of control. Whatever level of gun violence you believe that there is, I'm not going to deal with the stats right now. It is a cultural issue and not a gun issue. Listen closely.
And the point that I've made is this. What has shifted in the last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years? It's not the percentage of guns that we find in homes. And you can give me a statistic that there's now more guns. Fair enough. I'll submit that that may be true. I'm not going to argue with you. But the reality is there's fewer homes that have guns in them than there were 50 years ago when children didn't walk into schools and shoot themselves and shoot each other. That's a fact. You can confirm that. But I'll tell you this. When I was a kid, kids brought guns to school. Kids brought guns on the school bus. Kids brought guns to school in their own vehicles. Kids didn't shoot each other with them. So some things have not changed. What has changed? We as a culture, as a society, and it's very germane to this topic as well, we don't value human life like we did. We remove increasingly respect for the dignity of other people. You look at how rampant pornography is, the degradation and disrespect for women and for human life in general. It is so systemic. People of our age have not been exposed like our children have been. There's not a child in America that hasn't been exposed to pornography, I guarantee you, if they're above the age of 12. That's a fact. It is so systemic, it's horrific. And it desensitizes us at every turn.
No, I happen to agree with that. But I wish he hadn't used pornography as a response to the gun violence / culture issue. Because I think it causes some people to recoil and then not listen to the rest of what he has to say. The point that he's trying to make, though, is this. Desensitizing people to the fact that other people are human beings. They have dreams, problems, issues, lives, family, mothers, fathers. They have all of the issues, good and bad, that all the rest of us have. And he's just pointing out that pornography is one of the mechanisms by which that understanding of the human relationship gets degraded because, well, pornography degrades individuals. It degrades the sexual act between men and women. And to that extent, he's correct. But let's move on.
And so we're desensitized to the value and dignity of human life. We're desensitized through, and this is to the heart of what I said that you seem to take exception with, is that through violent video games, where literally you are encouraged, and you can roll your eyes all you want, man, but I will say this.
What he said right there, the woman who asked the question is beginning to smirk, roll her eyes. She does not want to hear this answer.
You explained to me the value of a game that encourages somebody to go back and finish him off, where you get points for kill counts and you slaughter people. We're desensitizing people to the value of life. And we see it through the lyrics and music, and we see it through television shows, and we see it through movies. We see it in the fact that the mores of this nation have changed. And we see it through the fact that we increasingly want to remove any sense of moral authority from everything. I'll tell you again, we could have 1,000 sidebars, and you could agree or disagree as it relates to what I'm about to say. But in a nation where over the last 40 years, we've aborted 50-something million children, and we have multiple states with medically assisted suicide being provided by doctors. At both ends of the life spectrum, we're losing the value for life that we once historically had. You can say that's good, you can say it's bad, but it's a reality.
And that's correct. We just don't value life. I'm one of those that grew up where there were guns at school. If you didn't have a shotgun or a rifle in the back of your pickup truck, well, what was wrong with you? If you weren't down with your grandfather or your friends and buddies shooting bottles and cans on the riverbank, what were you doing? None of us killed other people. You might disagree about the games and the violence in the games. But I think there is something to be said and your child is probably not like this, because your child is able to distinguish between fantasy and reality. And I would also distinguish it even further. It's one thing if you're living in a sci-fi world of a video game and you're killing monsters or aliens or something, versus video games where you're where you are virtually killing what appear to be human beings. That does desensitize. And until you reach a maturity where you can distinguish between the fantasy and the reality, you become even more susceptible to that desensitization. Tamara and I saw Death Wish over the weekend. Remake of an old Charles Bronson movie, I think. And it's about a guy whose wife is murdered and daughter is put in a coma, tried to murder her. And Bruce Willis goes out and decides to extract some vigilante justice. Damn good movie. And some people that got killings deserved, as Tamara likes to say sometimes, they deserved a damn good killing. But we're able to distinguish between the fantasy of a movie and real life. It's like the taxpayer relief shots. Those are not fantasy. Those are real people facing real danger who have to defend themselves or lose their own lives.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
From the Fox Business Network, little companies getting a big boost of confidence. Small business optimism soaring in February to its highest level since 1983. The survey by the National Federation of Independent Business says the recent tax cuts and economic growth are the big reasons why. But optimism fading on Wall Street, stocks slipping as investors keep a wary eye on inflation and another shakeup in the White House. Meanwhile, Amazon is recalling 260,000 of its Amazon Basics portable chargers. Apparently, they can overheat and cause fire. The recall covers 6 different models from 2014 to 2017. And with the tax filing deadline about a month away, a new survey from WalletHub asking Americans what things they like more than the IRS. Nearly 3 in 10 said they like their in-laws better. So if you do the math, it means 7 in 10 like the IRS better than their in-laws. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Charles Payne.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Bunch of problems right now slowing up the drive. Southbound 225 is barely moving. From Iliff into the tech center, it's a 4-car accident. Southbound 225 approaching I-25. Couple lanes of the highway blocked off there. Trouble on I-25. North Outers jammed through the tech center. Stop and go. The accident at Arapahoe Road. Cleaning up a crash southbound I-25 at University in that left lane. And the Highlands Ranch Drive, a big accident eastbound C-470 at University. Stuck in traffic? You might have seen it coming with the Total Traffic app, powered by Traffic Karma. Denver forecast overnight, clear skies, low of 34. Sunny tomorrow with a high near 70 degrees. Low 60s Thursday. Right now it's 57. With traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, get $5 off your next print and marketing services purchase when you spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, ends 3/24. Exclusions apply. Staples.
Michael Brown here for a great opportunity to reduce your reliance on energy companies. I want you to get to know Zoetic NRG. You know, a few years ago, I would not have endorsed a solar company, but today, Zoetic NRG has changed the business model. They've introduced a plan that includes a no money down option and converts what was once a liability into an asset. Like me, you may have had preconceived notions about solar energy. So let's dispel those. Today's solar panels and today's solar business is not what it used to be, which is why I endorse Zoetic NRG. One of my listeners recently bought a Zoetic NRG system and wrote to tell me just how happy they were with this solar project. Plus, when they put solar panels on your roof, they're going to insulate your attic and put in a smart home thermostat for free, saving you even more money. Call Zoetic NRG today at 888-637-4447. That's 888-637-4447 for a free quote. And when you call them, tell them Michael Brown sent you.
Hi, this is Dave Logan. I personally endorse Toby at AAA Home Improvements because I value companies that do what they say they're going to do, when they're going to do it. Let's face it, there are many remodeling companies out there. I like AAA Home Improvements because they have over a decade of remodeling experience, but also real estate market and financing experience as well. If you're considering design-build companies, please give AAA Home Improvements a chance to work with you. I think you'll be as impressed as I am with their knowledge and quality. 720-981-4269.
Spring into action and put the food you love back on your menu. Just because you're gluten-free doesn't mean you can't enjoy breads, hamburger, and hot dog buns, pancakes, cupcakes, and so much more. Gluten-Free Things is a local gluten-free and vegan bakery. Look them up online, glutenfreethings.com.
If you're a collector or just like to shoot at the range, don't miss the Tanner Gun Show this weekend at the Denver Mart. A $10 ticket gets you in both days with free parking. So buy, sell, or trade at over 700 tables with the most new and used guns available. There's free gun and accessory giveaways both days with no purchase necessary. Tanner supports responsible gun ownership, and background checks are run on all gun purchases. Don't miss the Tanner Gun Show this weekend at the Denver Mart, 58th and I-25. Visit TannerGunShow.com.
Life Certain Wealth Strategies provides financial planning with a focus on forward-looking tax mitigation strategies for those in or near retirement in Colorado. Life Certain Wealth Strategies. Discover the fiduciary difference. Visit lifecertain.com today to begin your planning.
Are we ready to open next month?
I think so.
You think so?
Well, it's complicated. Fire protection, first aid supplies, uniforms, safety training, mat services, oh, and restroom supplies.
So uncomplicated. Call Cintas. They'll handle all of it.
Wow, one company can handle all that? That's not very complicated.
So, you'll be ready?
Oh, we'll be ready. Oh, I'm ready!
Learn how Cintas can help you get ready for the workday. Visit Cintas.com.
As a small business owner, you're juggling it all, including customers' calls from your personal phone. But with Grasshopper, you get a business phone number and a business phone system from our mobile app, so you can work smarter, not harder. Grasshopper forwards calls, texts, even transcribes voicemails. Everything you need to simplify your business and stay responsive. With Grasshopper, there's no long-term contracts, and customer support is 24/7. Whether you're starting or growing your business, Grasshopper is the answer. Now get $20 off your first month when you visit grasshopper.com/radio.
Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Governor Bevan has started a somewhat spirited debate on the YouTube channel. Here's how you get to the YouTube. Don't type this into, don't type it into a search engine. Open a web browser, and in the address bar, simply put youtube.com/Michael Brown Today. I just did it on my phone so I wouldn't have any cookies or anything on the laptop that would take me anywhere else. And on my phone, typing in that takes me straight to the YouTube page. And there, in fact, I still got it pulled up here. There, it shows the, right there at the top, subscribe. And you can see the live stream, and you just click on that, and it opens up in a new window, and you can watch right there, and the chat's over on the right. But anyway, during the break, I'm reading through the chat, and people are saying, well, first of all, I play video games, and I'm not violent. Nobody, listen to what I said about maturity levels and being able to discern between fantasy and reality. But even that misses the larger point. Somebody else argues that we live in an unprecedented time of peace in the world. Well, yes, at that macro level, we certainly do. But at a micro level, when you look at the amount of black-on-black violence, you look at the murder rate in Chicago or Baltimore, when you start looking in those subcultures, the violence is staggering. Two separate issues. World peace? Yeah, so nation states are not warring against one another. Congratulations. That has nothing to do with what's happening with the cartels or black-on-black violence or just gun violence in general. Two separate issues. And what Bevan is talking about is when you think about, and I know this will irritate people, and every time this comes up, everybody always points to the exceptions. I get that. But when you raise someone, if grandma is raising some kid in an inner city, doesn't make any difference whether he's black or white, Hispanic, Asian, or anything else. If there is not a support system, if there's not a familial support system for that child that focuses him on, or her, on his education, studies, extracurricular activities, if there is not a focus for that child, because every child wants to belong, that child will seek out the gangs, and quite frankly, the gangs will seek out the child. That's the culture. That's why I knew the video game and the pornography would cause people to quit listening. He continues.
You couple that with the fact that all these other things are changing, that we're removing any sense of authority. It used to be that you had different levels of authority starting in the home itself. Fully a third of children in a recent Pew study say that they have no interaction, for all intents and purposes, with their own parents. When their parents live in the home, they say their parents have no clue what they're even learning in school. There was a study recently and an article that was derived from that and other studies that was in The Atlantic. I encourage you to look it up, about the impact. And again, you can smirk and you can smile, but as somebody who's an independent consultant, I find it remarkable that you're so smug and you're so disregarding of my opinion, when in fact I'm just trying to have an honest dialogue with you, based on a fair question. But I will say this. Look at this article in The Atlantic. This article in The Atlantic talks about how young people are increasingly becoming suicidal and depressed because of the use of social media and the use of these personal devices and on-screen time. All these are part of a cultural issue. In this cultural issue, if we're not addressing it, we are kidding ourselves, because it also affects this issue we came here to talk about today, which is why these homes are broken, why so many children are finding themselves in government care, which is not the best solution. The government should not be raising our children, period. It just shouldn't. The fact of the matter is we need people in the position like I am. And I had this same conversation less than an hour ago with the President of the United States. And I said to him, he should, I should. This whole room was full of cabinet secretaries and governors of other states. Those of us that are in a position of influence and the ability to say something, shame on us if we don't step up and call people to a higher authority. And there will always be those, including many in the media, whoever the messenger is, they're going to find the imperfection in that messenger.
That is so true. You may have actually a very good solution. You may have some sort of insight that is unique and that nobody else has thought of. But if you're of the wrong political persuasion, or if you're trying to point out that we have a cultural problem and not some stupid legal problem about interpretation of the Second Amendment or some age restriction or something, whatever your little pet peeve is, whether you're pro-gun or anti-gun, they're going to pick you apart because you've got some flaw. Everybody has flaws. everybody. And what the media loves to do is the media, if it doesn't fit their narrative, and I'm blasting both sides here, conservative and progressive. There is no classic liberals left anymore. So it's conservative or progressive. If you don't fit their narrative, they'll nitpick the messenger, because nitpicking the messenger is a damn good way of completely smoke screening the message.
So if the messenger says we should do X, Y, Z as it relates to this issue or adoption and foster care, people will say, well, who is this person? They're an imperfect person. Well, so is every one of us. There's not a perfect person in America, but that doesn't mean we don't strive for perfection. There's not a perfectly morally upright person in America. That doesn't mean we don't espouse and aspire to reach for moral higher authority and expect more and demand more of our children. Shame on us if we don't sound the alarm.
I think about the number of times, and those of you who are regular listeners know that I do it probably more than you'd like, of asking whether or not you've checked in on what your children, and I don't care whether they're enrolled in university or college or their high school or their elementary school, and it doesn't make any difference whether they're children or your grandchildren. Do you really know what they're learning? Do you really know what they're doing? Do you really know what their web browser history shows? Or are you scared to check? I know if I were still raising kids, I'd be scared to check.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
Bunch of problems slowing up the Highway Drive. C470 backed up. That Highlands Ranch stretch jams in both directions. Had an accident on eastbound C470 University. It's gone. Caused delays in both directions. There's a motorist assist on C470 near the Morrison area. It's causing some delays. Southbound 225 jam-packed from Isla into the Tech Center. An accident down near the I-25 interchange. All lanes there have finally opened. Cleaning up an accident northbound I-25 at Arapahoe. Had a crash southbound near University. Denver's forecast, clear skies overnight, low of 34. Tomorrow to be sunny with a high near 70 degrees. Low 60s Thursday. Right now it's 56. For the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Phelan, 630 KHAL.
This report is brought to you by Staples. Staples helps you keep your ink stocked and your business moving all year long. Now trade in your old printer and save up to $80 on a new Epson EcoTank, including up to 2 years of ink. Ends 3/24. See store or staples.com for details. Restrictions may apply. Staples, it's pro time.
Michael Brown here. Let's you and I take a trip to Alaska together. I'm teaming up with Holiday Vacations for an inside passage cruise and tour of all the great sites in Alaska. A 12-day excursion hosted by me is a great opportunity to see the best of Alaska in a small group setting. Call Holiday Travel at 800-826-2266, keyword Denver. Let's go to Alaska, 800-826-2266, keyword Denver, or holidayvacations.com, keyword Denver.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you may be kicking yourself in the head. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial, and interest rates have gone up recently and will continue to rise, but they're still at historical lows. So don't delay. Let us lower your monthly payment, consolidate a first and second, pay off other debt, or drop you into a 15-year loan with no closing costs. That's right. Nothing's rolled into your loan. We'll pay for your appraisal, title, underwriting, settlement fee, everything. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Whether it's a purchase or refinance, you'll pay no closing costs. You won't spend a dime. Think about it. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how we can save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. And by the way, Westland Financial now is proud to offer reverse mortgages for our clients over 62. So call us at 888-455-3669. The only way you can lose money is not to call Westland Financial. That's 888-455-3669. 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Hi, it's Mandy Connell. Join my friends Gary Bell and Brad Pollock for the Bell and Pollock Legal Show right here on KHAL every Saturday morning at 7. It's a live call-in show to give Coloradans like you free legal advice on any topic you'd like to discuss with them.
People have been having estate sales the same way for decades, but we're here to change all of that. Hi, I'm Diana, the general manager for Everything But the House here in Denver, Colorado. We truly handle it all, from cleaning out your entire home to selling your items on ebth.com, the world's premier estate sale marketplace. We'll even take out the trash and donate what can't be sold. Before your items are professionally photographed, cataloged, and listed to a global audience of bidders, our expert team of authenticators will carefully inspect every item in your collection, ensuring your valuables are sold at true market value. In fact, you'll typically earn 3 to 5 times more for your items than you would anywhere else. Whether you're downsizing, moving, or clearing out a loved one's estate, visit ebth.com now and learn why more than 400 sellers a month trust their estates, collections, and belongings with everything but the house, the premier estate sale marketplace. Get your free consultation today at ebth.com. That's ebth.com.
Gunsmith at Large is a unique place for gun owners and enthusiasts like you and me. Whether it's routine maintenance, customization of your favorite handgun, rifle, or shotgun, Gunsmith at Large is the place to go. And when I say customization, I'm talking about things like turning a Glock into a custom handgun with a titanium-colored pistol with night sights, copper-plated barrel, and a 4.5-pound trigger. Yes, he's that good. So call Parker at Gunsmith at Large right now. 720-662-7156. 720-662-7156.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. I began paying employees in 1988. I would handwrite checks and say, here you go, don't cash it until Tuesday. But a teenage employee wanted to see his pay stub. Pay stub? We don't have pay stubs. Get back to work. He said his dad worked for the government and state law required him to receive a pay stub. Uh-oh. Years later, I created Patriot Software to help small businesses with 1 to 100 employees do their payroll correctly with pay stubs. Our payroll starts at just $10 a month, and if you need help, we will help you for free. Go to PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Hi, this is Dave Logan. You know, growing up here in Denver, I know that the Front Range has countless companies built on integrity and honesty, from home services to lawyers. As the population grows and companies move online, it's a little bit tougher now to build the trust that came from personal recommendations in the past. By joining Team Dave Logan, you're a part of a roster of pre-screened businesses that Colorado trusts. So call us today at Team Dave Logan, 303-331-3000 to become a trusted partner, 303-331-3000.
Grainberry, healthy cereal for your family.
Okay, kiddos, breakfast is served.
Yay!
Sugar cereal again, Dad?
And you are?
Here to switch your cereal with Grainberry cereal with Onyx sorghum, a special grain that's better than whole grain oats or wheat alone.
But does it have flavor?
Tons, plus more antioxidants than any other cereal, fruit, or vegetable.
Antioxidants?
Ah, you're cute.
Look for Grainberry cereals with amazing Onyx sorghum.
Grainberry.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
Sir Ken Robinson's TED Talk, How Schools Kill Creativity, is still the most viewed TED Talk of all time. Sir Ken joins us to talk about you, your child, and school. That's Wednesday morning at 7:06 here on 630 KHOW.
I listened to this, then I made Drew listen to it. I don't know where she was speaking. Nancy Pelosi. I'm actually getting worried about her. She's giving a speech. She's up on the stage. Thank goodness there are a few chairs for her to hold on. She might start slipping and falling like Hillary Clinton did in India. And she gives, in less than 2 minutes, some of the most incoherent ramblings. I don't know whether there's such a thing as Botox derangement syndrome, or if the Botox can break the blood-brain barrier, but bless her heart, something's happening.
If we have to, with all of the vision that we may have about e pluribus unum and from one nation, from one, the idea of bringing us all together, whatever vision we have about liberty, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for all Americans, all sharing in prosperity. Whatever vision we may have, well, my motivation is 1 in 5 children in America lives in poverty. I can't handle it. I mean, I just can't handle it. So every day I eat nails for breakfast, don a suit of armor, and go out there and fight for the kids. Because that's about everything. It's about the future. But you see them now in their budget saying, oh, we're going to, you hear them say we're going to have some safety measures in the schools. They want to take it out of Title I when they're not cutting Title I. I mean, we do not have shared values. This is different. I mean, we used to have shared values and different approaches. We don't even have shared values now. So as we go forward, and as I said, that's why I'm so proud of my members. Everybody had all kinds of issues that they were concerned about, values that we cherish. But in order to win the election, we have to have the economic message of a better deal. It has been road tested, and maybe when David speaks, he can tell you more about it. But we will be getting to a place as we were in 06, 6 for 06, whatever that will be. What will the Democrats do when they are elected? And what we will do when we are elected is to make a difference and take our country back to what our founders intended, to honor the vows of our founders.
Got that? The only thing I really gathered up is she has no clue what e pluribus unum means, and she gets up every day and she dons a suit of armor because it's for the kids. I can just see her donning a suit of armor and then scaring the little kids, and they go running and screaming because they don't know, Mommy, who is this? Remember the candidate in, I think this was Ohio, Karen Mallard, who decided, no, it was West Virginia, I think, where she decided to cut up a AR-15, make it into a short barrel rifle?
I'm Regina Mobley. Virginia Beach police tell us Karen Mallard is under investigation by the ATF. That's because in cutting the weapon, she created a sawed-off shotgun, which is illegal. More than 800,000 people have seen the video. 13 News Now reporter Megan Purrier is following the story.
David, Regina, this story has gone viral. Now, Karen Mallard tells me that she completely destroyed the gun and handed it over to the police because she didn't want it getting in anyone's hands.
My husband bought this AR-15. I wasn't happy about it. And after last week, I told him I wanted this gun out of my house.
Congressional candidate Karen Mallard just sawed off her husband's AR-15. The 30-year-old teacher is challenging Republican Scott Taylor for his congressional seat.
Our job is to teach children. It's not to protect them from gun violence. That is the government's job, and they're failing at it.
After 17 people died in the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas school shooting, people all over the country have called for gun reform.
Gun violence is real, but I don't want it to happen here in where we live. So we've got to do some things to stop it from happening here.
Mallard wants Parkland students to know she's with them.
And I wanted them to know that their message is being heard.
Now she has her own message for America.
We need just common sense gun laws. And these military-style assault weapons are the ones that are being used in mass shootings. And we need to get rid of the bump stocks. We need to get rid of those magazines, those large magazines, so that we can make sure that our citizens are safe. It's the government's job to keep our citizens safe, and we have to safeguard our children. And that's what's most important.
After destroying the weapon on her own, she turned it into police, but the controversy over her move is growing online.
And I knew that when we did it, but that gun could have never been used before I even cut it. It had already been rendered inoperable.
I've reached out to the Republican Party of Virginia and the Virginia NRA, and I have yet to hear back from them. Live in studio, Megan Purrier, 13 News Now.
The AR-15 is a semi-automatic rifle. It is lightweight and rapid-fire capability was built for combat. The AR-15 has a pistol grip and has an adjustable stock so you can customize it for your size. It is marketed as a hunting rifle. Talk of gun bans in the 1990s made sales of the AR-15 skyrocket.
Do you think that was a little bit of an editorial comment at the end? The AR-15 was made for war, and it has an adjustable stock so you can make it fit your arm length, and it's got a pistol grip. Oh, and it's scary looking too. Oh, yes, it's scary. It's a scary-looking gun. You still can't get around the fact. You notice now she's trying to claim that, well, the gun was rendered inoperable even before I converted it into a short barrel rifle. Yeah, I don't know. Call me mean. I hope the ATF nails her.
Need a new roof? Call Excel Roofing at 303-761-6400.
Where can you attend a 2-day event for just $10 and the parking is free? Only the Tanner Gun Show. A $10 ticket gets you in both days this weekend at the Denver Mart. Buy, sell, or trade at over 700 tables with the most new and used guns displayed. There's free gun and accessory giveaways both days with no purchase necessary. Tanner supports responsible gun ownership, and background checks are run on all gun purchases. Don't miss the Tanner Gun Show this weekend at the Denver Mart, 58th and I-25. Visit TannerGunShow.com. Tom Martino, the troubleshooter. Tomorrow morning at 10.
Want some inside tips on buying floor coverings, especially carpet? There's a lot to it. We'll have it on the Troubleshooter Show tomorrow at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Mostly clear tonight, a low of 33. Mostly sunny tomorrow, a high of 71. Mostly sunny on Thursday with a slight chance for afternoon rain, a high of 63. 56 for a high on Friday.
Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, get $5 off your next print and marketing services purchase when you spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, ends 3/24. Exclusions apply. Staples.
This is Denver's talk station. Michael Brown continues after the news on 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. KHOW, Denver.
A new military branch. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. President Trump says he's considering mobilizing a military force to serve in space.
Space is a warfighting domain, just like the land, air, and sea. We may even have a space force.
The comments during a speech at Miramar Naval Air Base in San Diego. Earlier today, the president visited border wall prototypes. Reaction coming into today's firing of Secretary of State Rex Tillerson.
What we have here is a commander in chaos.
New Jersey Democrat Senator Bob Menendez. President Trump fired Tillerson in a tweet, replacing him with CIA Director Mike Pompeo, though he still needs to be confirmed by the Senate. And sources tell Fox News President Trump considering replacing Veterans Affairs Secretary David Shulkin with Energy Secretary Rick Perry. The president reportedly unhappy with Shulkin's handling of the VA. The polls just closed in Pennsylvania's 18th congressional district. The special election closely watched, pitting Republican Rick Saccone against Democrat Connor Lamb. Fox's Gernal Scott has more live.
Lisa, as the votes begin to be counted, interest grows in this possible result of this House race. Rick Saccone is hoping to maintain a GOP grip on this seat, and he goes in with confidence, knowing that President Trump won the region by 20 points in 2016. But a win by Democrat Connor Lamb flips this seat from red to blue and will mark the first time a Democrat has won this seat in 9 election cycles. That's 18 years. As midterm elections fire up across the country, this race is being considered by many as a referendum on President Trump's administration to date, Lisa.
Thanks, Gernal. Austin Police Chief Brian Manley defending his department statements that initially downplayed the first of 3 package bombs that went off in the city as an isolated incident. Manley said at the time they were working on the theory that the bombing was related to a drug bust in a nearby house. Fox News, fair and balanced.
I'm Jay Farner from Quicken Loans. Choosing the right mortgage lender means choosing more than just a rate. Does calling the company with 12 J.D. Power Awards for client service matter? Does calling the company that invented Rocket Mortgage, the industry's most innovative technology, matter? If working with America's #1 online lender matters to you, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Equal housing lender, NMLS number 3030.
A list of things that will let you down today. Your alarm clock, C-store coffee, public transportation, the office elevator, the sandwich you packed for lunch, the 5th floor printer, your cell phone battery, the shoelace you swore you double knotted, your hard drive, your backup hard drive, and of course, the weather. Brighten your day with something you can actually count on. GoToMeeting is the easy-to-use collaborative meeting tool that 18 million monthly users trust to help them get work done. To learn more about how you can meet better, visit gotomeeting.com.
KHOW News Time, 6:03. I'm Kathy Walker. When it comes to allegations about sexual harassment against State Senator Randy Baumgardner and Denver Mayor Michael Hancock, Governor Hickenlooper is staying out of the way. He says it might not be constructive for him to offer an opinion. He says lawmakers will have to determine how to handle the allegations. For example, he says Denver City Council has to decide what's next in Hancock's case.
They're working, figuring out what their process is, what are the standards, what is the right way to go forward. That's not my job to tell them what to do.
Governor Hickenlooper, the Weld County coroner, has identified 2 men killed Saturday night in a head-on crash on Highway 85 near the Wyoming border. 51-year-old Martin Cornelio Hernandez was killed in his Mazda pickup. 28-year-old Andrew Parrish died in his Chrysler Sebring. Both men were from Greeley. A youth offender escaped in Jeffco by climbing the fence. 17-year-old Marcos Arredondo got away from the Mount View Youth Services Center. That's the latest. I'm Kathy Walker.
This report is brought to you by Uber.
Latest travel spot down in the Castle Rock area, south on I-25. It's an accident south on I-25 near Plum Creek. Exit 181 blocking up the right lane. C-470 is backed up. Had some problems eastbound C-470 University. Backed up both directions, but all lanes have opened. A motorist assist out near Morrison Road taken care of. I-25 jammed up through the tech center. Some stop and go, as well as heavy for you into downtown. Accident working downtown, Spear and Downing. Denver's forecast. Clear skies overnight, low of 34. Tomorrow to be sunny with high near 70 degrees. Tomorrow, partly sunny, chance for a little rain, low 60s. Right now it is 56. For the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
Is there an upcoming show you're dying to see? How about a sporting event you want to catch live? Drive with Uber and earn extra money to help you go from the driver's seat and into a prime seat in the arena. Sign up today at uber.com/drive now. Certain restrictions apply. See site for details.
Your shot at $1,000 right now. Text the keyword cash to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's cash to 200-200.
As we're listening, I got Nancy Pelosi, I got Maxine Waters, I got Hillary Clinton. Did you see Hillary slip on the stairwell, the steps coming down some shrine somewhere in India? I don't know where she was. I don't care where she was. What I do care about is the Clintons won't go away. The Clintons need to go away. Hillary Clinton, well, there's no setup for this. Listen to her explain why she lost. Women, prepare to be offended.
Looking at the details of the American election is how almost 52% of white women voted for him, in spite of the Billy Bush tape and so forth. How do you explain that?
Well, I should start by explaining that Democrats, going back to my husband and even before, but just in recent times, going back to Bill and
why would you mention your husband, who violated all sorts of laws by sexually abusing under Title VII a White House intern by the name of Monica Lewinsky, and whose own campaigns had George Stephanopoulos on board to handle bimbo eruptions? And you're asked about why women voted for Trump after the Billy Bush tape was released, and the first place you go is to your husband? I think she has Pelosi disease.
our candidates and then President Obama have been losing the white vote, including white women. We do not do well with white men and we don't do well with married white women. And part of that is an identification with the Republican Party and a sort of ongoing pressure to vote the way that your husband, your boss, your son, whoever, believes you should. And
wow. Wow, 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 wow. So Hillary Rodham Clinton believes that apparently white women vote the way their husbands, their bosses, which I found very interesting, very Freudian, and their sons tell them to vote. So the smartest woman in the world, the heir apparent to Barack Obama, the presumptive winner of the 2016 election, is now blaming women, and in particular white women, because, you know, them white women, they just do what their husbands or their boyfriends or hell's bells, even their boys tell them to do. And then it's even worse because dumb white women just do what their bosses tell them to do. Calling Ozzie and Harriet, Ozzie, did you tell Harriet how to vote?
what happened in my election is I was on the way to winning white women until former director of the FBI, Jim Comey, dropped that very ill-advised letter on October the 28th, and my numbers just went down because and I heard a lot of anecdotal evidence about this. People have written about it. All of a sudden, you know, white women who were going to vote for me and frankly standing up to the men in their lives and the men in their workplaces were being told, she's going to jail. You know, you don't want to vote for her. You know, it's going to be terrible. You can't vote for that. So it stopped my momentum, and it decreased my vote enough because I was ahead, I was winning, and I thought I had fought my way back in the 10 days from that letter until the election. I fell a little bit short, and so I think that it was part of a historical trend that I was bucking, and then it collapsed on me.
It's a historical trend. In fact, it's such a historical trend that we are not moving from the 50s into the 2020 election. We're moving from the 50s back into the 50s. They're bucking some historical trend that apparently white women rely upon their bosses, their husbands, their sons, or just their boyfriends, I guess, to tell them how to vote. And when Jim Comey releases a letter about her emails, which is still a violation of federal law, those same women who were too stupid to figure out on their own who to vote for and had to rely upon their bosses, their husbands, their boyfriends, their sons, or whomever, then suddenly, I guess because James Comey is a white guy, and maybe he's a father figure. Maybe I didn't realize it, but maybe Jim Comey is like a father figure to all the white women in the country. And so when he came out with that letter, all of the dumb white women just said, well, I can't vote for her because Jim Comey said, you know, she did something wrong. Oh, it gets even better. It's not just white women, it's middle America.
The map of the United States, there's all that red in the middle where Trump...
All that red in the middle. Yep. Thank God there's all that red in the middle. Do you want to be governed by the likes of New York and California or Illinois? Just think about it. How many times do we mock the dumbassery of New York, Illinois, and California? Thank goodness there is the red in the middle of America, but not according to Hillary.
The map of the United States, there's all that red in the middle where Trump won. I win the coasts, I win, you know, Illinois and Minnesota, places like that. But what the map doesn't show you is that I won the places that represent 2/3 of America's gross domestic product.
BFD. Yep, just BFD. That doesn't make any difference. It's voters that count. We don't have an election. I didn't realize the electoral map was based upon not the number of senators and congressmen, but, oh, it's based upon the gross domestic product. So California, I guess, since it's, a big honking state, should get gross domestic product? Grasping, sweetheart. You're grasping.
So I won the places that are optimistic, diverse, dynamic, moving forward, and his whole campaign, Make America Great Again, was looking backwards. You didn't like black people getting rights. You don't like women, getting jobs. You don't want to, see that Indian American succeeding more than you are. Whatever your problem is, I'm going to solve it.
Can I be honest? I've despised Hillary Clinton for a long time. From the first one-on-one meeting I had with her in her office until today. And just when I think Hillary Clinton doesn't make any difference anymore, and I don't think she really does make any difference anymore, except when she offends people that I know and like with this.
Like black people getting rights. You don't like women, getting jobs. You don't want to, see that Indian American succeeding more than you are. Whatever your problem is.
You know what my problem is? You. Blacks, the lowest unemployment rates ever. Oh, but I don't like that Indian guy. I don't like that Indian guy over there getting that IT job. I thought all the Asians got the IT jobs. And I thought the blacks just got all the janitorial jobs. Well, that's what she's saying. She's the most racist, misogynistic, dumbass I've heard in a long time. And trust me, I've been around a lot of dumbasses.
This report is brought to you by College Invest.
Latest trouble spot down in the Castle Rock area, south on I-25. It's an accident south on I-25 near Plum Creek. Exit 181 blocking up the right lane. C-470 is backed up. Had some problems eastbound C-470 University. Backed up both directions, but all lanes have opened. A motorist assist out near Morrison Road taken care of. I-25 jammed up through the tech center. Some stop and go, as well as heavy for you into downtown. Accident working downtown, Spear and Downing. Denver's forecast. Clear skies overnight, low of 34. Tomorrow to be sunny with a high near 70 degrees. Tomorrow, partly sunny, chance for a little rain, low 60s. Right now it is 56. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHAL.
It's tax season, which could be saving season if you open a college savings account with College Invest. Not only will you be saving for college, you could earn a college income tax deduction for 2018. Celebrate the season. Start saving today at collegeinvest.org.
You know, it seems that every day you hear somebody talking about the many potential positive effects of stem cells. Medical journals are filled with thousands of scientific papers about the health benefits that result from stem cell therapy. Grossman Wellness Center has been offering stem cell-based regenerative therapies to treat a multitude of orthopedic problems for almost a decade. This is longer than any other medical clinic in Colorado. So whether you suffer from plantar fasciitis, tennis elbow, or even something more severe such as bone-on-bone arthritis, that's causing you considerable pain and interfering with your quality of life, I invite you to call my doctors at the Grossman Wellness Center. Schedule a free initial consultation with one of their board-certified physicians. Call them today at 303-233-4247 and tell them Michael Brown sent you for a free initial consultation. Call Grossman Wellness Center today at 303-233-4247. You have nothing to lose but your pain.
Do you owe the IRS? Then don't wait. Call Advanced Tax Solutions today. Located right here in Denver, they've helped clients like you for over 20 years. Be their next success story. Let them help resolve your tax problems. Advanced Tax Solutions.
Come to Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk for the hottest games, tastiest food, and nonstop thrills. Get in the action with our $5 blackjack, $3 craps with 20 times odds, and over 400 slot machines. Plus, dine at Otis and Henry's restaurant to enjoy daily $7.77 blue plate specials, including smothered beef enchiladas, chicken pot pie, 99-cent Bloody Marys, and more. Plan your trip to Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk today. Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. Table game limits subject to change. See official promotional rules. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
People have been having estate sales the same way for decades, but we're here to change all of that. Hi, I'm Diana, the general manager for Everything But the House here in Denver, Colorado. We truly handle it all, from cleaning out your entire home to selling your items on ebth.com, the world's premier estate sale marketplace. We'll even take out the trash and donate what can't be sold. Before your items are professionally photographed, cataloged, and listed to a global audience of bidders, our expert team of authenticators will carefully inspect every item in your collection, ensuring your valuables are sold at true market value. In fact, you'll typically earn 3 to 5 times more for your items than you would anywhere else. Whether you're downsizing, moving, or clearing out a loved one's estate, visit ebth.com now and learn why more than 400 sellers a month trust their estates, collections, and belongings with Everything But the House, the premier estate sale marketplace. Get your free consultation today at ebth.com. That's ebth.com.
Get a licensed plumber or HVAC tech in your home for just $39. A safe, complete, and predictable way to find out what's wrong. Just $39 by Fix It 24/7. If you have them do any of the needed repairs, that diagnostic fee is waived with upfront pricing before work begins. And you won't find anyone doing as much work for a lower price anywhere. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
You can be young without money, but you can't be old without it. Tennessee Williams said that, and it's still true today. Remember the good old days when you pooled your change for a burger and a shake to share? Or you took a road trip with just enough cash to pay for the gas? When you're young, you can roll with the punches. But when you're retired, you need to know you'll have the income you need. Hi, this is Linda Gardner with Blue Heron Capital and host of Your Money, Your Retirement, right here on KHOW every Saturday. You worked hard and saved for your retirement. Now it's time to make sure you have income to last your lifetime. Call today for your complimentary, no-obligation visit and see how to get started with your own retirement income strategy, an income you won't outlive. Call right now, 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
Michael Brown here for a great opportunity to reduce your reliance on energy companies. I want you to get to know Zoetic NRG. You know, a few years ago, I would not have endorsed a solar company, but today, Zoetic NRG has changed the business model. They've introduced a plan that includes a no money down option and converts what was once a liability into an asset. Like me, you may have had preconceived notions about solar energy. So let's dispel those. Today's solar panels and today's solar business is not what it used to be, which is why I endorse Zoetic NRG. One of my listeners recently bought a Zoetic NRG system and wrote to tell me just how happy they were with this solar project. Plus, when they put solar panels on your roof, they're going to insulate your attic and put in a smart home thermostat for free, saving you even more money. Call Zoetic NRG today at 888-637-4447. That's 888-637-4447 for a free quote. And when you call them, tell them Michael Brown sent you.
Tax time means you might be getting a refund. But why not get a little more? It's the 16K a day giveaway. Listen for your shot at $1,000 every hour at 5 after the hour. Weekdays, 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. on 630 KHOW. Brought to you by The Hall Company. If you want a brand new custom home, you need The Hall Company. Whether you want a 1,500 square foot home or 15,000 square feet, The Hall Company will help you buy the land, design the home, and build it. Visit them at denvercustomhomebuilder.biz.
Just middle America that Hillary decides to go after. Hillary has no friends. She goes after the FBI and the media, too.
One reason I wrote what happened was to sound the alarm about the forces at work in the 2016 election in the United States, because they are still with us. In America, it was a perfect storm, deep currents of anger and resentment flowing through our culture, a political press that told voters my emails were the most important story, the unprecedented intervention by the FBI, and the information.
I don't really think that the media was the reason for your defeat. And the emails That problem was created by you, not by the FBI. We can argue all day long whether the FBI and Jim Comey handled it correctly or incorrectly. I think they handled it incorrectly. They should have just charged your ass. You clearly violated the classification rules. And anybody else would have been held legally accountable, but not you. You know who else is in the news? Donald Trump's getting exactly what he wanted. By the way, I've not commented, and I don't intend to comment about Rex Tillerson or Mike Pompeo, because this is the way Washington works. Presidents appoint cabinet secretaries, they fire cabinet secretaries. People come, people go. Blah, 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 blah. And if you paid any attention to what Tillerson was saying or doing, you knew he wasn't on the same page with Donald Trump. So, changes are made. And whether you like the way it was done or not, yeah, talk to me about that sometime. So Trump's out in California. I guess there are protests. But he was in Pennsylvania and there are no results in yet on the Pennsylvania special election. But Trump was in Pennsylvania, as you know, on Saturday. And he made fun of Chuck Todd. And he made fun of low IQ Maxine. So now here we are, 72 hours later, and Maxine is still milking it.
All I know is this. If he thinks he can stop me from talking about impeach 45, he's got another thought coming. I am not intimidated by him. I'm going to keep saying that we need to impeach him, and I am so depending on our special counsel, Robert Mueller, to connect the dots so that he can prove the collusion. And, of course, we've seen obstruction of justice just playing out before our very eyes. So this is a dishonorable human being.
A dishonorable human being. You know what I liked about that soundbite? Do you ever watch people give speeches and you pick up their little ticks and little things they do? I'm sure I got a bazillion of them. Maxie talks like this. She wants to talk so fast and get so much in about impeach 45. Listen to her take the breaths. It's hilarious.
All I know is this. If he thinks he can stop me from talking about impeach 45, he's got another thought coming. I am not intimidated by him. I'm going to keep saying that we need to impeach him, and I am so depending on our special counsel, Robert Mueller, to connect the dots so that he can prove the collusion. And, of course, we've seen obstruction of justice just playing out before our very eyes. So this is a dishonorable human being.
Man, Maxine, take a deep breath. Just breathe in and breathe out. Good grief. Taxpayer relief shot, Jacksonville, Florida, goes like this.
Now to our second neighborhood crime alert, and this one's on the west side where a homeowner shot an intruder, and now the search is on for a second home invader.
Police say both suspects are young. They may be teenagers. Our Sky 4 helicopter flew over the home on Thumper Street. The man who was shot was found a few blocks away near the intersection of Jamies Road and Harlow Boulevard. The crime was shortly before noon today. News 4 Jax reporter Elizabeth Campbell's joining us live. She spoke with a man who happened to stay with the wounded suspect until medical help arrived. Elizabeth?
And that man didn't know that the man he was helping was likely involved in that home invasion just blocks away. This intersection behind me was blocked for hours as police investigated the armed home invasion that happened here in this home. Now, windows appear to be repaired for the most part now, but earlier today we could see broken windows on the second floor where police believe the two men escaped the house from. Shot by the homeowner and then escaping through a second floor window. A Jacksonville police officer called it brazen. Police say two young men, possibly teenagers, forced their way into this Thumper Street home shortly before noon Monday. One of them showed the homeowner a handgun. There was some type of argument, and the homeowner was able to grab his own gun, firing at least one shot, hitting one of the two young men before they both ran off. One of them still hasn't been caught. But the other, who was shot, made it to this intersection, where Matthew Austin says he collapsed on the side of the road. Austin says he applied pressure to a bullet wound on his back and tried to keep him calm until medical care arrived.
He was pretty incoherent. The best I got was his name and maybe like his age, you know, because he said I think he was born in 01, which is like 17, 18. So, you know, he said some stuff, but I'll leave that to the cops because I don't want to get involved.
The homeowner talked to me off camera. He didn't say much, but did say he was doing okay after the scary home invasion this morning.
Little advice, you find yourself in this situation, do not talk to the media, even if it's off the record. Long Island, taxpayer relief shot.
Nassau County Police say what the driver of this blue Volkswagen SUV did at a stop sign Monday morning in Great Neck, Long Island, should make us all think twice before blowing the horn at someone in frustration or getting out to confront them.
This means we need, well, you'll hear.
Detectives say the Volkswagen's driver actually got out holding a bat and struck one of the horn blowers in this blue van on the head with the bat before smashing the window of the second horn blower in the gray van. As the road-raging, bat-wielding suspect got back into his dark blue Volkswagen SUV and drove off, luckily, a patrolling police officer was passing the scene.
That time, an officer on routine patrol was coming down the road here, followed the subject's vehicle up by the side of the gym by Equinox. Subject exited his vehicle with a bat. The officer instructed him to put the bat down.
Nassau County Police Commissioner Patrick Ryder says the Volkswagen SUV driver refused to put down the bat.
That officer showed great restraint and finally pulled out his taser. He tased the individual. It phased him a little bit, but did not stop him. He then proceeded towards the officer again. A civilian got involved at that point to help the officer, and that civilian was struck in the head with the bat.
Boom.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
Slowdowns continue out here. Some new problems. The worst drive down in Castle Rock, south on I-25, single-digit speeds. An accident south on I-25 at Plum Creek, exit 181, blocking up the right lane. North on I-25, still stop and go from University on into downtown. An accident north on I-25 approaching the Broadway Bridge. And northbound 225 drags out of the Tech Center. An accident northbound 225 near DTC. Know your ride ahead of time with Total Traffic app powered by Traffic Karma. Denver's forecast, clear skies overnight, low at 34. Tomorrow to be sunny with a high near 70 degrees, low 60s on Thursday. Right now it's 56. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
This report is brought to you by Lighting Outlet in Inglewood.
Lighting Outlet is going out of business. Everything must go. Chandeliers, bathroom vanities, floor lamps, absolutely everything must be sold by May 1st. 35 to 85% off. 3400 South Broadway in Inglewood. Lighting Outlet closing. Hurry while inventory lasts.
Michael Brown here. Let you and I go on a trip to Alaska together. I'm teaming up with Holiday Vacations for an Inside Passage cruise and a tour of all the great sites in Alaska. It's a 12-day excursion hosted by me, and it's a great opportunity to see the best of Alaska in a small group setting. Call Holiday Travel at 800-826-2266, keyword Denver. Let's travel to Alaska. 800-826-2266, keyword Denver, or go online, holidayvacations.com, keyword Denver.
Find that perfect lot to build your next home. This is Dave Logan. AAA Home Improvements is the only design, build, general contractor I personally endorse for a lot of reasons. After over a decade of being a leading home renovator, they now offer custom home building. In today's low inventory and expensive housing market, building your next home may be the best option. Let AAA design and build a custom home that suits you and your family. Call AAA Home Improvements, 720-981-4269.
Internet providers promise small businesses a lot. Let's hear who really delivers more. Comcast Business offers fast gig speeds across our network. CenturyLink doesn't. We offer more complete reliability with up to 8 hours of 4G wireless network backup to keep your business connected. CenturyLink, not so much. We offer 35 voice features that businesses care about and solutions that grow with your business so you never miss a call. CenturyLink, no way. Clearly, Comcast Business gives you more. Call 1-800-501-6000 to get internet on our reliable gig speed network. Plus, you can add voice and TV for $34.90 more per month.
Offer ends 3/20/18. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Limited to one voice line and basic TV on one outlet. Requires Comcast Business Internet at additional monthly charge. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Connection Pro restrictions apply. Minimum term agreement required. Call for details.
Hi, this is Dave Logan for Dr. Fix-It, the only plumbing company that I personally endorse. I love this company because they're locally owned and operated and have been since 1979. In addition, they're A-plus members of the BBB and top rated with Google, Yelp, and Yahoo. Dr. Fix-It can handle just about any plumbing issue you have. But if you call today, they'll get you $300 off a new water heater. Call Dr. Fix-It today at 303-933-1550 or go to calldrfixit.com.
Sorry, Mr. Birthday Son. I had to work late again.
Dad, maybe it's time to sell the business so you can spend more time with the family. My friend sold his business through Transworld Business Advisors, and he said they made him feel comfortable and it was completely confidential.
You're right, son. It's time.
Hi, I'm Al Fiakovich, Managing Director of Transworld Business Advisors, Rocky Mountain. Are you ready to sell your business and spend more time with your family? Find out how we can help you by contacting us at 720-606-6343 or visit transworlddenver.com.
Get ready to start flipping houses overnight for a nice profit. The NV Real Estate Academy is now giving away their Fortunes in Flipping kit for free. This kit has helped thousands of rookie investors just like you learn how to flip houses for large profits, and it can help you too. Call now to get your free kit and learn the secrets of flipping houses with other people's money or partnering with the NV Real Estate Academy Network to get your deals funded. Plus, you'll get their new groundbreaking tax lien investment kit that'll show you how to earn government-secured returns up to 18% annually and how to buy highly discounted tax-delinquent properties. So if you're ready to make some extra cash, call 1-800-989-3394 now to get your free kit. Call 800-989-3394 now, and you'll also get free tickets to a live training with a free meal, a smartwatch, and a flash drive loaded with vital information. Plus, a national government auction list of properties for sale. All free just for attending. Call 800-989-3394. That's 800-989-3394. Call now.
Walgreens has good news for anyone managing diabetes. We've got your back. That's right. Walgreens pharmacists are here to consult with you in person and answer any questions you may have about new and existing medications. You can even get free advice from our trusted experts day and night at walgreens.com or the mobile app. Walgreens has all major brands of diabetes testing supplies like Accucheck and Walgreens Metrics. That's not just good news, it's great news. Stop by and talk to your Walgreens pharmacist today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
Home Defense, presented by Orkin.
Whether you're buying a home or you're the proud owner of one, here's a few things to look out for when it comes to pest control. Check for leaks. In places like under the sink, insects are attracted to damp and moldy conditions. Let's go outside. Look for branches growing onto your gutters that can act as bridges for rodents and other unwanted guests getting into your home.
Termites aren't funny, and $5 billion in damage each year is nothing to laugh at. Visit Orkin.com to schedule an inspection and get 15% off.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
I saw a story, well, it must have been yesterday, because it's only Tuesday, about how the Army and Air Force exchange services were pulling high-capacity magazines off the shelves. And when I saw the story, I made one of those split-second decisions that, I don't care about that. It's stupid. Another example of political correctness run amok. And then today, the Military Times reports this. After a vocal response from customers, the Army and Air Force Exchange Service will begin restocking its shelves this week with high-capacity ammo magazines, reversing a policy to stop selling magazines that hold 11 or more rounds. Feedback from active duty, Guard, and Reserve soldiers and airmen highlighted the criticality of high-capacity magazines as it relates to readiness and proficiency. The stores, including the online store, stopped selling high-capacity magazines at the beginning of March. In less than 10 days, they reversed the decision and began making plans to get the products back on shells. Troops use these magazines, sold separately from firearms, to supplement the magazines they are issued. In addition, Guard and Reserve members said they need the magazines for training while they're not on active duty. I'm currently deployed with 30-round PMags that I purchased at the PX. Why don't you trust us anymore? So you get deployed with 30-round mags, PMags. You know, I need some more. I went shooting not last weekend, weekend before last. Emptied 15 30-round PMags through an AR-15. I need 15 more. Somebody want to go with me up to Wyoming and get 30 more PMags? Paul Anderson, a retired Army captain, was a military cop on Monday, praised the service for reversing the policy. The Army and Air Force Exchange Service customers are active duty members, reservists, and retirees. Thankfully, he listened to his customers. If it were up to me to give up my gun to save a child's life, I'd be the first to do it. I would do anything to save a child's life. But this was ill-conceived, knee-jerk reaction to take away all high-capacity magazines, which doesn't solve anything. No real results. We need to come up with a long-term solution. Well, let me tell you, Mr. Airman, you have come to the right place because I have the solution. We're going to fix the Second Amendment, and we're going to start right here, right now, to fix it.
The Second Amendment is just words humans made up at a certain moment in history when they felt right. It's an amendment, not a commandment. And we could make up...
Yeah, woohoo, Bill Maher. Man, you demand, Bill Maher. You got it right. The amendment's not, it's just an amendment. It's just words. It's not a commandment. Wait a minute. It's not a commandment? Shall not be infringed. Almost sounds like one of the 10 Commandments, doesn't it? Yeah. Shall not steal, shall not murder, shall not covet. Yeah, all of those. Shall not infringe. It does sound like a commandment. I don't know if Bill Maher knows. I thought this was a great idea.
The Second Amendment is just words humans made up.
Just words. Remember that when Cory Booker, the mayor of Boston, not Boston, just words, plagiarizing Barack Obama's speech. Just words. The amendment's just words.
At a certain moment in history when they felt right. It's an amendment, not a commandment. And we could make up...
Remember, those idiots vote.
And we could make up new words again. Instead of the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, we could change it to the...
You ready? This is what I'm going with. I've thought long and hard about it, and I know many of you will be offended, but it just seems to me that if we just came up with the right wording, instead of this, shall not be infringed crap, we could solve lots of problems. Ready? Here we go.
The right of the people to apply for the privilege of possessing non-military style weaponry as long as they're not bat crazy shall not be infringed. Sorry, Trump, no guns for you.
Solved. Problem solved right there. Yeah. And I like the idea of putting the word the bat crap crazy into the Constitution. I really like that idea. That's kind of keeping up with the times, right? Yeah. You want to hear it again?
The people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. We could change it to the right of the people to apply for the privilege of possessing non-military style weaponry as long as they're not bat crazy shall not be infringed. Sorry, Trump, no guns for you. And you may remember last week I told you about Governor Malloy from Connecticut, who called the NRA a terrorist organization. And we had a little discussion about terrorism, and that terrorism is the use of violence to get a political point across. Well, he's back again.
Well, I said that they act like a terrorist organization, and if you look in Webster's, you'll see that a terrorist organization uses fear to affect its goals. And what organization in America has used fear better than the NRA? I mean, I have put out a list of statements that their highest leadership have made publicly over the years. I mean, this really is an organization that is devoid of courage when it comes to making our nation Americans safer. 97% of Americans believe in universal background checks. In fact, a large percentage of Americans think we have universal background checks. But the only reason we don't have them, quite frankly, is the NRA and the politicians that they have purchased in Washington.
I always wonder how they purchase them. Like, do they go through a scanner? Is it like, you go to the checkout line and you've got like a group of congressmen, do they have barcodes? And how do you do them through the self-checkout? So I got me a congressman from Texas, I got one from Colorado, I got one from New Mexico, and I'm at the self-checkout line. Do I have to like bend them over and put their forehead with the barcode on the self-checkout? And then where you don't, like if you don't put your product over there on the other side where it can weigh it so they know that you're not trying to steal it. So do you have to stand your congressman up next onto the self-service thing? I'm just trying, because I'd like to buy a congressman. And so and where do you go? You go to Costco? You go to Sam's? I'm thinking about maybe I'll check out King's, Whole Foods. I bet Whole Foods, because I'd like an organic congressman. I just want to buy one. Apparently the NRA buys them all the time. Now, Planned Parenthood never buys a congressman. The SEIU never buys a congressman. The AFL-CIO never buys a congressman. Labor unions never buy congressmen, but apparently only the NRA does. So I'm thinking if it's good enough for the NRA, you and I should start buying our own congressman. I've just got to figure out where you go and then how I get them through the checkout stand. Because I guess you don't want to buy a lard-ass congressman, because do you buy them by the weight? Because if you're going to, then I want like an anorexic congressman. I want one that is just like 90 pounds, and I can kind of put up there on the checkout after I scan him. And I wonder if you get fuel points. Like at King Soopers you get fuel points. I wonder if you get fuel points for buying a congressman. You know where I'm going tonight? I'm going to King Soopers, see if I can't find a congressman.
This report is brought to you by CSU Online MBA.
Slowdowns and some late problems northbound 225. Heading out of the tech center, slow from I-25 on up past DTC Tamarack, cleaning up an accident there. Once you get past that crash, speeds up enough nicely. Northbound I-25, still crowded from University on up past an accident. Northbound I-25 up near the Broadway Bridge. Also, slowdowns on the Douglas County Drive through Castle Rock, southbound I-25 at Plum Creek. That's an accident, hanging up the right lane. Watch for a crash eastbound Yale at Peoria. Denver's forecast, clear skies overnight, low at 34. Tomorrow will be sunny with a high near 70 degrees. On Thursday, could see a little rain. Right now, 55. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHEL.
An online MBA from Colorado State University answers the big question: what's next for your career? Change fields, add a credential, and get ahead with an online MBA. Get started at csubiz.com/next.
I'm a recovering lawyer, so I can speak with authority here. I hope the day never comes that me or my wife are ever in a serious car accident and need a personal injury attorney. But should that day come, my expert, the guy that I would call, is John Fuller at Fuller Law. Now, John doesn't have a bunch of stupid nicknames, or 100 associates fresh out of law school. John Fuller works personally with every single one of his clients. Now, if you've had a recent accident, there's a good chance the insurance company has admitted fault or probably has even tried to make you an offer. That doesn't mean the offer is good or that they won't try to take advantage of you down the road. There's just too much at risk. If you need a personal injury attorney, you need John Fuller at Fuller Law. Call John right now at 303-597-4500 and just have a conversation. John's my expert, and it doesn't cost you a dime to talk about your case. So call John at 303-597-4500, 303-597-4500, or go online, personalinjuryco.com, personalinjuryco.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Campbell here, serial entrepreneur. Here's what our payroll customer, Laura, thinks about us.
Patriot Software and their amazing team are a crucial part of our business. They handle the details of payroll and tax payments, so we can focus on delivering exceptional customer service to our own clients. Patriot's payroll is affordable, easy to use, and it keeps us organized. They're receptive to their customers and strive to demonstrate that each day. Without a doubt, We will be using their payroll services for many years to come. Thank you, Patriot Software. 5 stars.
Go to patriotsoftware.com to get your payroll pricing for up to 100 employees. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
With patriotsoftware.com. Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
Pat Miller, Gabby Gourmet. My wine pal, Ashley Rowe, has someone special for you all to meet. The people from the soon-to-open Finn's Manor. And they'll join me this Saturday, March 17th, from 1 to 2 on 630 KHAL.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Roger, tell us about your experience working with 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
We just had a very fine experience with the work that 3-Day Kitchen and Bath had done on our home. They had taken out the walls and put in a new kitchen and a new bath, and did it in an extremely timely manner with some of the finest workers that we've been associated with. Easy to work with. They did what we asked them to do. And each of the subs that they had, whether it was putting in the bath, the shower stalls, and they came in a timely manner. The plumber was here on time. The electricians were here when they said they would be here, and things just worked out really well for us. And I've done it myself, and it'll probably take me 2 years.
It's about time.
3 days or less.
At 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
I grew up in a military family, and that's why it's important to me to remind veterans that it's time to take advantage of the VA benefits that you deserve. This is Ross Kaminsky, and I thank you, and American Financing thanks you for your service, and want to see that you receive the greatest savings when it comes to owning a home on the land you once defended. When using your VA benefits, there's no down payment and no mortgage interest required, and you'll receive some of the lowest rates in the industry. If you're already in a mortgage, it's no problem. You can refinance any existing mortgage into a VA loan while receiving access to 100% of your home's value. That's greater than any other loan program can offer, and even though it's called a VA loan, it's available to active duty military and spouses as well, so you don't have to wait to take advantage of such incredible savings. A salary-based mortgage consultant will listen to your financial goals and customize a loan program to fit your needs. Just call 303-695-7000, 303-695-7000, or AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Get a licensed plumber or HVAC tech in your home for just $39. A safe, complete, and predictable way to find out what's wrong. Just $39 by Fix It 24/7. If you have them do any of the needed repairs, that diagnostic fee is waived with upfront pricing before work begins. And you won't find anyone doing as much work for a lower price anywhere. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
When you're hiring, you don't want to sort through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions. Then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Darryl has hired with Indeed.
Nothing has been this simple, this easy, and this effective.
Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
Sir Ken Robinson's TED Talk, How Schools Kill Creativity, is still the most viewed TED Talk of all time. Sir Ken joins us to talk about you, your child, and school. That's Wednesday morning at 7:06 here on 630 KHAL.
These numbers are immaterial right now, but the first reports out of Pennsylvania District 18. Connor Land, the Democrat, with 58.6%, 10,900 votes. To Rick Saccone, the Republicans, 40.9%, 7,600 votes. And the Libertarian candidate, Drew Miller's got 0.6%, 105 votes. So it's just too early to tell, and those numbers are meaningless, but nonetheless, some people were asking for numbers. And you like numbers, so I gave you numbers. A passenger on a flight from Malaysia has been arrested. I don't get what's the problem. I just don't get it. apparently stripped naked to watch pornography and then attacked a stewardess. You see, earlier when we were talking about Matt Bevin, and everybody was poo-pooing the relationship between pornography and violence, got it right here. Right here, right there. Shortly after Malindo Air Flight departed from Kuala Lumpur on Saturday, the 20-year-old Bangladeshi took his clothes off, started watching porno on his laptop. The man, a student at Malaysian University, initially put his clothes back on at the request of the cabin crew. Hey, bucko, could you put your pants back on? Oh, yeah, is that a problem? But then he tried to hug the female crew members while on his way to the toilet. Now, I don't know, but don't you just wonder? You've been watching porn, no pants on, and now you're going back to the toilet. Seriously? Are you 12 years old? Well, I don't know. What's the age of puberty now? Is it 12, 11, 10, 14? I don't know. The cabin crew and passengers reportedly managed to subdue him, and his hands were tied up. They had to tie his hands up in order to keep anything else from happening. His hands were tied up with a piece of cloth for the rest of the flight. Oh, this irritates you? There was no indication as to why he was acting strangely. What's strange? You're going to watch porn on the plane, so you drop your pants, and then you hug the stewardess. Can you say stewardess, or does it have to be flight attendant now? So he drops his drawers, he watches a little porn, he hugs the FA, and he tries to go back to the toilet. And I don't know, but a bunch of do-gooders decide they're going to tie his hands up, I guess, to keep him from, I don't know, scratching himself or something. And the airline, a Malaysian subsidiary of an Indonesian company, declined to confirm all the details, but said in a statement that here we go with disruption again, Drew. Today's show has been about disruptive behavior. And now we got a guy trying to what's a good phrase for that? You got a phrase I can use?
Nothing that I can say on the radio.
The crew on board followed standard operating procedure in restraining the passenger from causing further disruption on board the flight. Hey, Captain, we got a guy back here in seat 42. It's got to be a middle seat, so 42E, and he doesn't have any pants on. He's watching some porno, and the tray table won't stay all the way down. Could you look in the flight manual and see what we're supposed to do? Okay, just a minute. Flips through. Because Malaysian Airlines, they don't have iPads. They're flipping through papers. Tell him to put his pants on, tie his hands, and then bring me his laptop, because it's a long flight and I need something to do. The NAACP is in the news. NAACP President and CEO Derek Johnson has called for a national gun confiscation program in a syndicated column through Black Press USA today. Comparing recent school shootings to the violence and discrimination that black students faced after the 1954 Brown v. Board of Education decision, he wrote that fear and terror still exist in our children's classroom because of the National Rifle Association. Well, I got the solution to that. The National Rifle Association, instead of spending money to buy congressmen, ought to spend money to just go buy some schools. The leader of the oldest civil rights organization noted that gun violence is the leading killer of young black Americans. But do you think he ever stopped to think that the black-on-black violence is committed primarily, mostly, predominantly, all? Australia's success story is an example for us all. America will remain a deadly nation for our children at schools caught in the crossfire unless we and the NRA curb their lobbyist efforts and allow the creation of policy that acts in the best interest of public safety. All right, I'm out of here. I've had enough.
Do you owe the IRS more than you can pay? Get your